All right, everybody, welcome back. This is session number 3 in the Virlinia 2 campaign. So last time, our party returned to the litter box in the Ravioli Rascal's lair and murdered Gnocchi the Wizard and his panthers. Then, cornered in a room full of wine barrels and crates by Ravioli the Rogue and a pack of adorable but deadly gray and white kittens, the team somehow survived. So now, recovering mentally and physically from that encounter, the group stares at each other dazedly, everyone looking disheveled, disturbed, and dirty. Milo's heartbeat is racing really fast. His boots and armor are caked in cat poop and urine, and yet somehow he feels a spiritual closeness with his god Paylor to know that he survived, happy that his new friends have had his back. Ash scratches some patches of hair on herself as she starts. Her panting is slowing down. Her more bestial features are retracting back into her human look. And she's wondering what is in the unopened crates and wine tuns, in particular the iron chest she was just trying to open moments ago. And she, too, is quite glad to be in company of friends who healed her when she fell unconscious. Siri, sitting across, is looking quite dejectedly at her cat poop-covered boots and the bodies of 2 gnolls and a tunic-wearing cat, which she murdered one after another in less than a minute, like a deadly assassin might. Siri is proud that she was able to defend herself and her allies, and a rush of blood floods to her temple when she realizes how capable she really is. And finally, we have Olena, who has no memory of being charmed by kittens, but the evidence is there. Her fine dress has multiple slashes through it from kitten claws. Her boots and hands are caked in cat fur and cat poop. Her eyes are tearing up and looking very red, and she has a massive rash that has appeared along her neck and hands. She's wheezing and sneezing as cat fur falls off the blade of her barbarian axe. But Olena is alive, looking at her friends and thinking of what to do next. That's where we will pick up.
Ash is going to approach that chest again and just give it a once-over, see if there maybe is anything that's going to pop out of it, anything like that.
Could you give me an investigation check, please?
I'd love to. Investigation plus 0. Rolling on the floor.
As she does that, Siri's going to kind of call over and be like, you can also check the other cat for a key, maybe? And then I'm just going to drop the sword that's been super heavy and just walk over to Milo.
14 investigation.
So Ash is inspecting the lid of this chest and the lock mechanism. And it seems that Ash has detected a gas trap that would get triggered if opened without a key or a lockpick.
Okay. Cool. Then she's gonna enlist Olena to look at the cats to see if there's a key somewhere.
So you're gonna inspect the corpses of the cats that you just killed?
Yeah. And Olena will kind of roll it over with her foot, the bodies of the cats.
Uh-huh.
Just be like, oh, God, I don't want to touch any more cats.
Holy smokes, I hate these freaking cats, guys. Ugh.
I would consider myself more of a dog person generally, but it's mostly because I'm allergic to cats.
You know, until today I didn't have a preference, but my gosh, I hate these freaking cats.
I don't like when they sing at me either. I'm like, what is that?
And it was like a siren song. I tell you what, I was just entranced by them. I just wanted to pet the little buggers, and oh man, it was kind of cathartic smushing that little guy. But what can you do? They charm you. You smash them, life goes on.
I definitely think that we should find a place to sleep. Maybe recover a little bit and not stay down here in case any others come down.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's probably early midday.
Okay, so.
Can I go out and investigate Ravioli to see if he has a key for the chest?
Yes, so Olena does not discover any items or keys on the little gray and white kitties that were tormenting her earlier. But Siri goes over to Ravioli to see what kind of items Ravioli has, and he has several that Siri is able to retrieve from the body. And that includes 2 short swords and a ring of jumping that's around one of the fat paw fingers of Ravioli's paws. So Siri kind of like, well, you tell me what you want to do with it.
You want me to break his wrist for you?
It's just on his little peat. I'll just try to take it off.
Okay.
It's just kind of it's kind of stuck on the bean, you know.
So
bean.
cute.
I'll try to take off the ring of jumping.
Yep, you take it off, and it looks like it would fit your finger or somebody else's finger just as well.
I'm just gonna like put it on my thumb for now, and then like look at the short stories and be like, are there anything special about them, or are they just
There's nothing in particular special about the quality of the swords, but there is a design etched into the blades of both of the swords, and the design looks like 2 stuffed birds. So it's like there's a stuffed bird on each of the 2 blades.
Okay. And
No
no
key.
Key.
Right.
No key on Nyoki either.
Ha 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 ha.
Although, Olena, when you do walk down the hallway towards where you killed Nyoki, you can hear that one of the kittens that you injured is pawing at a doorway that you have not gone into yet. The kitten looks very upset. So still big eyes and adorable, but it looks like it's trying to get away from you.
Does it have any
by
effect
pawing at
on
this
me?
door.
Does it have any effect on me? Like,
No.
okay, then I'm gonna go over to the door and open it.
Right where the
Without
cat is?
telling him. Yeah. I'll kick the cat while I'm at it.
I'll walk over behind.
Okay, and what are Ash and Siri doing at this moment?
I guess I would be helping Ash with the chest.
chest?
Just like double checking, because I think Ash has thieves proficiency in thieves tools.
Yes, she does.
Would Ash like to try to attempt to unlock the chest?
Yeah.
She should probably
I
check
think
for
so.
traps. Did she already check for traps?
She
did,
just
right?
checked the traps, yeah.
Yeah.
We found them.
And there is one that
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tools proficiency check, right? Yeah, dexterity plus proficiency. And it's like it's called a tools check.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and do that and tell me what you get.
What if I don't want to tell you what I got?
You're gonna have to tell me.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah. So Ash is kind of in there with her little tiny lockpicks, trying to not trigger the gas trap. But this particular lock is a little bit tricky. And oops, by accident, she strikes the gas trap with one of the pins that she was using. And so Ash and Siri, I'd like you to each make an acrobatics save to like dodge and run away from the chest as this gas gets released.
Used a different dice this time, thank God.
A dex save or an acrobatics check?
Acrobatics check. Sorry.
Because they're just, because it could be the modifier could be different, right?
That's right.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
21.
Acrobatics. Oh, not bad. 17.
Okay, so the both of you are able to dodge out of the way, and you see a small bit of this weird-looking green smoke enter the air, but it dissipates rather rapidly, and neither of you seem to be affected. And now the lid of the chest is slightly ajar.
Oh, good job, Ash.
Yeah. Woohoo, okay. And so, open the chest, see what's in there.
Inside the chest, Ash, you see 4 bottles of wine, 2 red wines and 2 white wines. And judging by the label, they look like they're from some high-quality vineyards. You also find a number of cat's toys, including several stuffed dead birds, several stuffed mice, some balls with feathers attached to the ball, and a stuffed parrot that has little bells attached to it, so it would make noise if you shook it. Looks like a lot of fun.
Is there a false bottom or anything?
You can make it an investigation check if you'd like to.
Can I help with that?
Yes, you can. So, Ash, you'll get advantage on that check because Siri.
Because I rolled another 4. 10.
Yeah, so even with Siri's help, the both of you are kind of looking together at the bottom of this chest, and you don't see any false bottom of any kind.
Wait, 10 was with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna roll anymore.
Would you like to do anything with
Maybe
this wine or toys?
Take the wine.
I mean,
Maybe-
toys.
Well, in case we run into another cat, do we want to take some toys to distract? Does Ash have a voice? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It's like a timid thing, I think.
Sure.
That's not in my nature.
I know.
Uh,
Tammy does it well, though. She's like,
I'll just stuff the toys into a bag with my
yeah,
backpack.
that seems
Okay, so Siri takes the toys and Ash takes the wine. It's like.
Yeah, sure.
Meanwhile, Olena and Milo have walked up to this door in Ravioli's bedroom, and they see that this cat that they have injured earlier is pawing at the door. And what are the two of you doing? There's also a chicken in the room, standing on the desk in the bedroom. Sorry.
oh, hey, Olena, you don't want to kill this little kitten?
I'm going to kick it.
Okay. I'll kick it, too.
I kick the cat. I feel so bad. I actually really like cats. But I am allergic to them.
I guess that'd be an attack roll. Could you go ahead and make an attack roll then?
Yeah, I guess so.
If I'm kicking it, do I need to make an attack roll?
Actually, make this attack roll with advantage because the kitten is very distracted trying to get away from you.
Kick the hell out of it.
Ooh, natural 18.
Yeah. And tell us how you kick this cat because it only has 1 hit point left. So.
Oh,
It's gonna
nice. And
die.
I do 4 bludgeoning damage when I hit something unarmed. So it's a dainty kick. It's like I lift my skirt up and just go.
But it still punts it into the wall and kills
Yeah, and the cat
I
is
don't know why
trying
I'm
to get away
saying.
from you. It's not paying attention. You kick it from behind, and it just slumps over dead, leaving its corpse in front of this wooden door that seems to lead west. Out of
Good
the room.
riddance. Okay.
What do you do next?
Open the door?
Olena.
I think we should open the door.
Okay.
Just to see, you know.
Olena, you open the door, and you see a hallway that extends about 20 feet going west, and a chicken at the end of the hallway.
I walk towards the chicken.
And this chicken, Olena, is standing in front of another doorway that leads into a room that you have not gone into yet.
There's a door here.
Before I leave, or Milo leaves the room, can he look around for anything useful in this room?
Tell me where you're looking.
Well, there's the desk with some books there. I want to check out those books and see if there's any information in them, and then looks like a little dresser or something up on the top left of the room.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Ooh, a 4. So with my modifier, a 5.
So you pull open the drawers in a couple of locations, and there's cat fur everywhere. Kind of gets all over your hands and armor, but you don't find anything else of note other than what looks to be cat clothing, things like collars and gloves and things of this nature.
Then I just follow Olena into the next room.
I'll open the door.
You open the door, and it leads into a very wide room that extends about 60 feet going south. There are crates and barrels all over the room, some stacked in piles 3 to 4 crates high. And standing directly in front of you is a somewhat beaten up character that you've never seen before. Character, could you introduce yourself and describe what you look like?
Who's there? It's me, character. I'm looking very sneaky, and I have something over that covers half my face because I'm sneaky by nature, and I don't really show myself too much.
Who the heck
And
are
I'm-
you? Are you with these kittens?
I can ask you the same thing. Are you with these rats I just killed?
No, we just killed a boat ton of cats. I'll tell you what, and I'm feeling a little ravenous. I could keep killing, so you spill the beans, pal.
You're literally at 3 hit points.
He doesn't know that. I'm
I
just
feel
looking
like this
bloody.
is like
What?
it's the
What did you
Spider-Man
just say
meme.
to me? What did you say to me? If it's fighting you're
Alright,
looking for, you're
everybody-
gonna have it, man. Dude.
Take a chill pill. We're not fighting. I'm not killing you. You're human. You're not a cat.
You're not with these cats. That you are a human. That is a tall tale. Are you?
You don't look too ratty to me either.
Thank you.
Are you a
thank you.
human though? Are you? An elf?
He's a half elf, but you can't
Okay.
really see it because of the
Because
thing he has over his head. So I was just sneaking around here, just minding my own business, and then all of a sudden I got attacked by 2 rats, and I don't know, they hurt me way too much for rats. I mean, come on, seriously, dude. They
Very
took
violent
more
rats,
than
you
half
don't
my
look
HP.
good.
Is it where they
I know,
actually
right?
those,
Were they like rats on steroids or something? I
like
don't know.
the ones from Princess Bride?
Rats
I
of
think
unusual
Rats
size.
with
Yes.
rodents.
They were unusual size. They were almost as tall as Milo. I mean, some big rats.
Yeah, I mean
Does
that's
Milo
the
see the
perfect
corpses
excuse.
of these rats? Jeez Louise, look at the size of those goddamn things. Well, it must have been a hell of a fight. My God.
Yep.
What are you doing down here anyway?
Well, I was just walking around. I wasn't doing anything special.
That
Let's
seems a
just
little
go with
sketchy.
that.
We're literally in an underground hideout. We just killed a bunch of cats. You just killed some rats. There are chickens fucking everywhere.
Well, yeah, but I look sneaky, so that kind of goes with my story. Not telling too much information.
Oh. Well,
This guy
gee,
does not seem like the best of spies. Or whatever he is. Rogues,
You were literally
thieves.
standing in the middle of the room when we walked in. You didn't even try to hide.
That's how sneaky I am.
I'm not very convinced that you're a good sneaker.
yeah.
Sneaker?
And I just kind of
Eventually.
yelled down the hall. I'm like, "Hey Siri, you might want to come and check this out, Ash. I don't. We just found someone. He's not a cat or he's not a rat, but I'm not too sure about him.
Is he a bat?
He's not a bad either.
That does right.
A hat? Is he wearing a hat?
Oh, he's
Sort
got
of.
some little mask that covers half his face. I can't even tell if he's a human or what the heck is going on over here.
Oh, Siri and Ash will start walking that way.
Listen, it was very nice to meet you, but we're actually on our way out of here since we just got beat the hell up by a bunch of cats. Do you have any connections to the Tortellinis? Where are we? The Rigatonis? The Catalonis? So many.
Yeah, do you got any gossip about these goddamn ravioli rascals that we just butchered?
I have no information, guys.
Yeah, it's all right.
Unfortunately.
Neither do we. We only have a couple things to go off of, but I think it's a start, and there are some things I have in mind, and some people I feel like we should talk to as a group here.
You
If
mind
you
if
wanna
I join you
come to
on
your-
your way out? Because I'm
No,
kind of beat out. I don't want to face any more rats alone.
You know, I'm feeling the same exact way, but with cats. You know, the rats and the cats are they're brutal out here. I didn't realize, back home we have rats, but they're about the size of my foot, and you can just kick them over into the pond or something and get on with your life. But geez Louise, it is not too happy here in Zadaxi with the cats and the rats.
I don't know what they feed them.
It's something else, I can tell you that. But yeah, you're welcome to join with us. What is your name, friend?
My name is Yobi.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can Siri do a when she turns the corner and sees Yobi, and he's just talking about he doesn't really know why he's there and all that kind of stuff? Does she believe him, or is she like, oh, this guy might be nefarious and
Yeah.
Kind of sussing
tricking
him out.
us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Olena
wanna
was
make an
going to do an
insight check?
insight too.
Yeah, can I do an insight check?
You can make an insight check.
Olena's also going to, so
Okay,
can
he's
I
back.
help her?
You can help
22.
her
Never mind.
by having that conversation and starting that conversation. That has helped Siri really kind of detect what's going on.
I'll
Sure.
roll again. First one was better. 22.
22. Yobo, do you want to say how truthful were you being earlier?
100% truthful.
So you're kind of when you say 100% truth. So I think just to make sure I'm on the right page, you don't really know why you're down there.
Exactly.
Did you wake up down here, or did you venture down here?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of woke up down here, if we think about it.
Okay.
dang ravioli rascals kidnapped you, is what you're telling us?
I have no memory of what happened before I woke up in a room just a bit south.
Oh,
I had some whiskey earlier today, and god dang, I tell you what, my head's foggy as a god dang beach on a winter's day. I tell you what, so I'm right there with you, pal.
Yes, maybe you come with us and we can see if we can clear up some of that fog for you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you. It's not really in my. It's not like me to not know stuff, because I usually know everything.
Yobi, it's at this point that you notice this party of 4 other people are all looking very badly beaten up.
Mm-hmm.
They smell not so great. They smell like
Kitty
cat
litter.
poop, and many of them are covered in cat fur.
I cannot say I'm surprised because I smell like rat poop, so we're in the same boat. At this point, I'm not surprised of anything.
While we're having this conversation, can Olena do like a search of the room just to see if there's anything that might give a clue as to why Yobi was down here or if he was tied up here?
Tell me where you're looking and give me an investigation check.
Let me look at the room. I want to look like on the table over.
Okay, the table with 2 small chests on it. Okay,
Yeah.
make me an investigation check, please.
Okay. 17 plus 1 is 18.
Olena discovers that one of the small chests has some very interesting markings on the side that look like a red circle with a diagonal slash through it. Like it's something potentially dangerous inside.
She doesn't want to open it now, but she's gonna put it into like one of her dress pockets or something.
Oh, it's very heavy. It's like
she's gonna carry it then. She's strong.
it's like a 50-pound chest. It's quite heavy.
Oh, okay. She's gonna look at it and see if there are any traps on it, and then open it if there aren't.
Could you give me a perception check, please?
9.
You're pretty sure there's a trap, but you have no idea where it is.
Okay, so I'm not going to open it then. I'm going to wave the group over and be like, "What is this? There's a trap. It's too heavy for me to like carry out of here. Do you think we should open it?" But it does have this like no sign on it, so.
As long as it's not freaking cat toys, I'll be all right with it.
I'll say, Ash was really good with the trap back there. She just kind of opened it and released the gas all at once, and it was great.
We rewind. Recently, Ash opened a box, and it had cat toys and bottles of wine in it, and Ash took the bottles of wine, and Siri took the cat toys just in case we run into another cat.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
Oh,
Okay.
I also have these 2 short swords. If anyone would like to take a look. I don't really want to use them.
You know, I'm not too sure if I'm ready for a sword yet. This axe has proven pretty useful so far, so I'll just stick with it. And you know, if the time comes, I'll think about it. But those are some pretty nifty looking swords with the stuffed birds on them. Look at that thing.
Does anyone want to hold them so we can sell them?
Oh, I will hold them if you'd like.
Alright, here you go.
Hey, I got this fancy little giant dagger. I'm not sure if it has any magical abilities or nothing, but it's pretty fancy looking. It's like a little giant falling out and reaching out for something. And you know, I have no use for this dagger really, but we do have some roguish types here. I don't know if one of you would fancy a dagger.
I love daggers. I can hold that for you.
Milo,
It's a very sketchy
not
thing
too
to say.
sure, not too sure about Yobi yet. He's like, looks at Ash like,
Should I give it to him?
Yeah, I think he's all right.
all right, Ash, I'll go ahead and hand him the dagger. Then just hands Yobi the dagger, so you now have the giant dagger.
Can I check out the dagger, man?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, what are you checking on it?
Everything to see if I found any specific details or maybe I recognize it in any way.
Yeah, make a history check, actually, to see if you understand who or what this sky giant might be.
I rolled an 8.
Nothing particular comes to mind. I mean, you know giants live somewhere in the north, but that doesn't tell you necessarily where this dagger was made.
I guess I just put it in my backpack, right?
If I'm proficient in history, can I tell him a little bit about the dagger if I roll a check or no?
You could make a check.
Okay. 3, so 14 altogether.
So in addition to the information that Yobi would know about this dagger, your best guess is that there might have been a caravan of some kind or some trade involved for why people in Zadaxi, in the Seven Sisters, would have a dagger like this. This is like kind of not normal to be living in this province and see this kind of design.
Oh, shoot, Yobi. This must be some sort of trade route or something that was happening. And, yeah, I'm not sure why this would be in Zadaxi, but here we are. Here's your dagger. And Put it to good use. Slay some rats with it.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Can Siri speak up? She's like tuning a lute in the background. She's like, not to be overbearing or anything, but we all look like shite. Should we maybe just take an hour rest here for a little bit? Maybe just collect our thoughts before moving on? Especially before trying to open up another possibly trapped chest that may kill us.
I agree.
No, I feel like we just murdered a whole bunch of people. I mean, the first time they tried to attack us, but now we just came in, barging in, and kind of killed a bunch of cats. Maybe we should get out of here? I don't know. But yeah, if you guys want to rest and open up this chest, that's fine with me too.
Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with leaving if that's what we want to do.
Ash is going to approach Olena and also check for traps. Well, no, we know there's a trap. She's going to try and disarm the trap with her thieves' tools.
Make a proficiency check. That's dexterity.
17, 18, 19.
19. Very delicately, by using her lockpicks, Ash is able to unlock the chest without disarming the trap. Inside, you see 5 brown derby hats, and there is a scroll of paper next to the hats, and it's kind of like hay at the bottom of this box. So the hats are sitting very like gingerly on this hay, and there's this scroll sitting next to the hats.
Olena will unfurl the scroll while Ash looks at the hats.
Okay, Olena, it's in common, so it's in a language you understand.
Yes, that's good.
Yes, it says. And the scroll reads, "These are hats of hot soup. If you throw a hat and land it on an enemy's head, hot soup magically appears, splashes directly on their face, scalding them and blinding them. The magic word is minestrone."
What?
Minestrone.
Minestrone.
I hate it here. That's hilarious. Okay,
Milo's just angrily walking out. He's so over this place.
Wait, so can I wear it without triggering the hot suit, though?
You can try.
No, I'm not going to try here. I'm already very hurt. I'll put them in my bag.
All of them?
How many are there? 5?
There's 5.
I'll take all 5.
Okay.
Are they very heavy?
No, they're
Just
hats.
the box
They're
was heavy. Okay.
just the
Yeah,
box.
I'll take them and I'll put one on my belt to see if anyone else wants a hat of hot soup.
Milo's just gonna wear it. Don't you dare say.
Siri's arms are out. Is that Siri's hand saying yes?
Siri is like looking at it, it's like, it's not really my style, but
I'm just putting it on my belt, so it's like,
I'll
I'm
do
a
the same.
cool. Okay, yeah. Ash will take
Milo-
one too.
Milo takes off the hat and says, "Minestrone," and hopes that some soup pops up and just starts going to town on the soup when it pops up.
So you're not wearing it?
I'm not wearing. He took it off.
He
He's like,
wants to
"Minestrone."
sip from it.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I had soup for lunch.
Milo, the hat fills with hot tomato and bean-based soup. It looks and smells kind of delicious, actually. You're feeling really hungry after all that fighting this morning.
He just dips his finger in, takes a little taste.
It
Quite
tastes
interesting.
like it's well-seasoned.
He holds it out to everyone else, like, "You want to try? You want to try?"
No, I don't eat hat soup, thank you.
It's pretty dang good. You're missing out. I'll tell you what. It's refreshing after the fight we just had.
I'll take your word for it. I prefer
Okay.
porcelain bowls.
And he just takes another
Less
handful.
felt, less fabric.
As
less
you're
wear,
eating,
dandruff.
it sounds like the group is taking a short rest.
Okay.
So if everybody wants to use a hit die to heal up, go ahead and do that. You have spell slots.
Before you do that, 1 second, let me check
Oh,
if I can
go
do
ahead.
this at this level. Do I have this option? It might be at a higher level.
Oh, the
Do I
extra
have
point thing.
The song, yeah, do I not have that yet?
The
Song
hit
of
dice
Rest?
thing?
Is that level 2?
It might be a level 3 thing.
Level 3?
Spellcasting. Oh no, here, Song of Rest. If you or any friendly creature who can hear your performance regain hit points at the end of a short rest by spending 1 or more hit dice, each creature regains an extra 1d6. So do your hit die plus the 1d6. I'll be playing some relaxing classical guitar style music in the background.
All right.
Hey, this is some great soup eating music because I just keep palming handfuls of soup into my mouth.
Oh God.
Milo, this is like one of the most delicious soups you've ever had. You can't believe it came out of a hat.
Yeah, he's just gonna hold on to this hat forever and have it on hand in case he wants some soup, because halflings, they're hungry.
All right, so
I don't know about all of you, but I would like to get cleaned up. I don't really like smelling like ammonia.
Milo picks at the back of his ear and realizes there's a cat poop back there, and he's like, "Yeah, that sounds good to me."
Shall we just excuse ourselves from this litter box?
Yeah. Let's get the heck out of here. Back on the street, I guess, right?
Yep. You want it? Everyone's going back to the street.
Yeah, unless there's anything else along the way that we want to take a look at, but yeah.
The party makes their way back to above ground in Lambtown, and they're standing in Central Square in Lambtown here in Zadaxi. The rain has let up, thankfully, and you can see that the sun is shining bright in this late summer's day. There's lots of people walking around. It seems like they're walking toward the People Square, and there is a very tall, white-haired figure dressed in black that seems to catch your eye, Olena. This person you can only see this person walking from behind, but they seem to have a very familiar gait that they're using as they're walking. A very confident looking walk. This person seems kind of familiar to you.
Do I know who it is? Do I need to roll to see?
Yeah, make an intelligence check, please.
friend?
Make an intelligence check, please.
15.
You're fairly sure this is your old friend, Beth?
Do we still smell like cat shit?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Damn. That's fine. I'll call out Beth. Is that you, Beth?
This tall figure turns around, this drow turns around and says, Anna, is that you?
Hello, how are you, my friend?
She runs up to you and is about to give you a hug, and she says, "Oh, you! What? Where have you been, lady?"
In the shits, as they say. It's been pretty bad. Beat up a bunch of cats, as one does, as I'm one to do.
Yeah. It's a bit unusual, and you've got some. She whispers this part to you. Your friends don't look so good either.
Yes. Actually, could we maybe stop by the inn and take a bath? Maybe we could get us in?
It's not so busy right now, so probably I'm just going to have to talk to Zahis when we get there, but you can definitely follow me over to the Black Arms and get you a bath upstairs.
That would be so good, you don't even know. Oh, you do know. I smell terrible.
She looks at you and nods and says, "Sis, I know exactly." And you
we can't have everything.
You lot reek this afternoon.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'll take it
you.
as a compliment because that means
Hey, you want some of
we
this
killed a lot
soup
of
here?
cats.
Hold out the soup.
Oh, I should say the soup is gone. You've eaten the soup, and the hat is dry again. Yeah, it resets.
All right, I'll put it back on.
So Beth introduces herself to all of you and says, "Well, I'm a server over at the Black Arms. That's where Olena and I know each other. Do you all want to come follow me?"
Well, that'd be nice. I could use a nice cleaning.
Yes, please.
She's kind of like winking and flirting a little bit as she engages with the party. And she says, "Don't worry, we'll be able to get you a nice discount. And it can't be free because the boss will be mad at me. But don't worry, we'll be able to get you all a nice bath. Just
Can I try some persuasion on making it free?
tell us what you're gonna say."
Woo her.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna say, I really like your dress, and I really like you as a person. I'm pretty sure you're big. You have a big enough heart to. You can find it in your heart to. I don't know.
It smells like cat shit this entire time.
I'm so bad at this.
So
To maybe help us out.
Yes, you can make a persuasion roll, but I'm gonna have you make it at disadvantage because
How do I put that in?
So
Just roll twice.
because she doesn't know you very well, you smell really bad, and she's not wearing a dress; she's wearing pants. So
okay.
the way that you roll at disadvantage is you roll a d20 twice, and you tell us what the lower number is.
Okay. So for persuasion, I have a +5.
Yes, so it might
And,
still be good.
My first one is 7, and my second one is 20.
Oh,
So it's a 7.
so 7.
Looks at you, Yobi, and says, when you talk to a woman, compliment her accurately next time. Follow me. She continues to wave
She's
you.
not wrong. Usually best
I-
to be accurate.
Yeah, I'm shamefully walking by with my head down.
I will just pat him on the back. You'll get him next time, bud.
Maybe I think Siri just like thinks that maybe he forgot what it's called, what she's wearing. She's like, actually, those are called pants, not dresses.
I didn't hear the pants part.
All right, so the party walks into Mariner Town, which is the northwest ward or quadrant of Zadaxi, and it's not far to the Black Arms Tavern, which is a grand, half-timbered building with a white tile roof, and the whole building is made of wood. So there's a bouncer outside before you get in. Looks like a very tall, muscular-looking Goliath. You can see his Adam's apple and his very tall neck. He's wearing a tunic with black and red runic symbols. And he's got tattoos on his right cheek that goes down along his neck. He's got enormous, misshapen teeth. And when Beth waves you all over, she says to him, "Mevek, just let everybody in. They're with me."
What was
And
the
this Mevek, M-E-V-E-K.
When we see him, can I do like, "Hey, Mevek, my buddy," and like do like a bro hug?
He gives you a fist bump
Nice.
and says, "Back again, Olena. Barbarian Streisand, huh? Huh?"
I'm always back here. You know that, my brother. How are you doing?
Yeah. Great today. Even better now that I've seen you.
Hey!
Although,
Didn't even mention the smell.
Mevek has more
Don't
game
say
than you.
anything.
I think you need a bath. I'm glad Beth was taking care of you.
She always does. That's her whole thing.
So the five of you walk into this grand-looking bar. The quality of the wood in this bar seems to be very, very elevated compared to Malo Misto. There are about 10 wooden tables here, and people kind of sitting everywhere. You see in one of the corners of the room some people sipping on wine. In the southwest corner of the room, you see some young folks laughing away, sipping on a black liquor of some kind. There are a few women playing pool, not too far from you. Towards the center of the room, you see a bard with a huge beard and a huge gut, kind of tinkling on the piano, and a long red carpet that extends from the doorway where you just entered all the way to the bar, where there's a huge skull of an animal overlooking the bar. Behind the bar is a green scaled snake person of some kind. You see wiping down the table and wiping up some glasses. A couple of tieflings chatting away at the bar, and some other individuals who are eating and drinking as well. There are a few empty stools in front of the bar as well. To the eastern part of the room, you also see a staircase going north, and two guards in front of the staircase. One is a human man who looks kind of bald, and one is a shorter slightly shorter, but still tall, elven woman with white hair and kind of green clothing. They both stand there looking very authoritative in front of this stairwell. So Beth walks you in and says, let me just talk to Zahis real quick. You do whatever you want, but I'll come back to come get you in a few minutes. And if you want to buy a drink, you might want to do that as well. And before she departs, she waves at another drow female who also seems to be another server working here today in the Black Arms. So for a moment, Beth disappears to go talk with Zahis. Five of you are standing at the doorway in this pub. Almost everybody is like kind of looking at you, waiting to see what you all do. So what would you all like to do?
I'll turn to my friends and be like, "Welcome to the Black Arms. This is sort of my general, hunting ground, as they might say. Not hunting ground. I don't know. I spend a lot of time here. Haven't been back in a while, though, so."
How many cats have you killed here, Olena?
Too many to count.
It is
Ugh.
quite lovely, and I don't want us to make the wrong impression. Maybe we just stay small until we can get cleaned up.
Well, that works for me. And to be quite frank, I'm not too fond of snakes, so I think I'm just gonna sit at the table here. It seems like it's kind of open over there, and might be enough seats for us if we can maybe pull another seat or two over. And then Milo just goes and starts waddling towards the table. It's open.
I was just gonna say Siri will follow, but try to keep as big of a berth away from people as possible so they don't have to smell her. She's
Okay.
like, I don't want people to smell me right now.
Yeah.
Milo's just passing everyone like nothing's wrong. Like he's just like, oh, how are you? How you doing? Sorry, I would move my guy, but I can't.
sorry.
The
Yeah.
trackpad. No, it's fine.
I think you can also, if you select it, and then you can use your arrow keys to pop.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that works as well.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, so I'm just like moseying on over. I'm like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Like just completely forgetting that he's just smelly, and then just sits at this table and hangs out, waiting for everyone else to join, and looking at the snake a little frightened. He's just like, ooh.
I just
Ash?
wanted to look at Olena and ask bar.
I can
Like-
get you something if you'd like.
No, as in, let's go to the bar and drink.
We could
After,
stay
it
small
was a
at the
long
bar.
day. Okay.
Yes, you're right.
I just pop near Milo. I sneak around in the crowd and I pop near him.
Okay. And then Ash, what are you doing?
Ash will follow after Siri and be like, sorry. Excuse me, sorry. And Olena will just walk in and be like, to the people she knows, she'll like give a head nod and be like, don't worry about the smell, I just killed a bunch of cats. The normal day in my life.
People seem to think you're joking, Olena, and the people who know you are nodding and say, "Oh, Olena, always with something." Yay! The other drow server recognizes you, and she says to you, "Oh, welcome back to the Black Arms."
So sensual.
Yeah.
What's her
what
name?
kind
Do I
of what kind of danger are you into today, Mrs. O?
Oh my god, I'm blushing. Okay. Listen, it's been a long day. I would say minimal danger today. I'd really just like to take a nap. Do you guys have any rooms open tonight?
Oh.
No?
Well, you look a little dirty, madam.
It's true.
Maybe you're into that. But yes, we do have rooms upstairs, past the guards, same as always.
Same as always. I'll chat with one of them and see if they can get me in, We're just here for a bath mostly, so, minimal, low to no danger today. But, I'll be back next week. You never know.
She winks at you and says, yeah, a bath. I'm sure. See you later, hon.
See
She
ya.
goes back to doing business with the patrons. So at this moment, Beth is still at the bar talking to the bartender. And what are the rest of you doing?
Milo's looking at the bar. He wants to get a drink, but he's, like I said, frightened of snakes. So he's just like, yeah, I'm good here.
Olena will pat him sort of on the head and be like, what can I get you?
Well, geez, that whiskey was good earlier. I think I'd take another one of those, but it had me spinning. So maybe just stick to ale for now.
Certainly. And you, Yobi, can I get you anything?
Yeah, I was thinking of joining you to the bar.
Certainly. Come this way. Siri, can I get you anything to drink?
A bath would be wonderful.
Yes, we're working on that. And then Ash will be like, whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And is Olena going to the bar to talk to Beth about this, or?
yeah, she'll talk to
Okay.
Beth and the guy behind the bar.
So Olena speaks with Beth, who is quietly in conversation with Zahis, the bartender. Well, Beth will first introduce you, Olena, to Zahis. You've seen him before. You kind of know his name because you've seen him a few times. He sort of bows and says, yes, afternoon business. Welcome you
Always
to the
here.
Black Arms.
Always here to lend a coin, or an arm.
We love your arms around here. We love all arms at the Black
Good.
Arms.
Thank you. Yes. I'm a woman of many arms, some might say.
Yes.
Oh, this is my friend Yobi. We met him literally 5 minutes ago.
Sup?
This scaly creature looks you up and down and says in response, "What's up?" It's also at this point that because you're standing at the bar that you notice behind the bar is a little pig just kind of trotting back and forth, sniffing at a bowl of broccoli that's been laid out on the floor for it.
What's up with the pig?
You can just ask people what's up with the pig.
Why
Zahis, the bartender Zahis looks at the two of you, Olena and Yobi, and says, "Oh, that's our mascot. Svinia is his name. You know, pig. Svinia. His pronouns are he, ham. So please respect him."
Okay, got it, dude. So
I'll get those drinks for you in a moment.
Yeah,
And he winks at
I wanted
Olena
to ask.
when he does that.
I'll give him a wink back.
It's 5 silvers, by the way, 1 silver per drink.
I'll give, yeah.
Meanwhile, Siri, Ash, and Milo are sitting around this table, and this bard at the piano notices your lute, Siri. It says, hey, bard,
Yes.
hey, bard.
Yes.
You want to give me some tips on this tune?
Depends.
Come on over. And he waves you over with his big hairy arm.
I'm not exactly stage worthy at the moment.
Oh, I think you're stage worthy. You're in the Black Arms. It's good company here.
That's nice and all, but I have a different standard. I would love to listen and can provide you any tips if that's what you prefer.
You know what? You get comfy first, and then come back to see Groovy later.
Absolutely. Let me
Name's
just
Groovy.
get freshened up.
Back at you, hun. And he kind of does finger guns.
His name was Groovy.
His name was Groovy, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, Siri does not feel comfortable being out. If I haven't made that clear yet, she's like, I need a fucking bath. I do not want to be around people. Yeah, nothing's happening until I have a bath.
So Beth and so Olena and Yobi have the drinks. Beth, the friend of Olena, says, walk back to where the party is and explains that, and starts to explain to all, yes, there are rooms upstairs, so you can have a bath. You'll have to, give us something for the services. Normally, it's quite expensive here at the Black Arms, Normal prices are 10 gold per person, so Zahis says, as long as the deal makes sense, we'll go with it. So I'm thinking 25 off. You could give us 8 gold apiece. That should be sufficient.
What if we rent one room and we take turns in the bath?
Yeah, but knowing your standard, Olena, you would want your own clean water.
What if
Not wrong.
What if you let us stay the night and maybe I provide backup for your bard there?
Oh, that's a
A work
great idea.
exchange.
And I could do my usual down in the pit.
Could you make a persuasion check, Siri?
Sure.
Beth seems interested in this.
What am I doing? Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh, it totally jumped out. It stayed on the table though. I don't want to take it though. It's really bad.
No, it fell. It fell off the table.
That was an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Beth says, since you're friends with Olena, tell you what, you sing a song for us right now, and if the tips start rolling in, we'll consider it.
Well, I do perform a lot better when I'm showered and pampered, but if that is the deal that you wish to make, then very well.
That's the deal. And would you like a whiskey first?
No, I'll be clear-headed for this. Thank you. Performance check? Is that what I'm
Performance check, yeah. Well, would you like to perform first?
Do I have to go and ask the person at the keys to step
No.
off?
Just sing to me. It doesn't have to be too loud. I just want to know that you can carry it too. I mean, you're friends with Olena, so probably, but
He's very
I
good
just
at
met
carrying
you.
too.
Oh, geez, Beth, you haven't heard singing until you heard Siri sing. Oh my goodness! I tell you what, she's quite something else.
I guess I'll Yeah, I guess I'll sing like a well-known, more like lullaby ballad, like a slower song, just kind of underneath the sound of the crowd, not super loud. Performance
check. Yep.
Oh man, come on! I need to.
You can take that with advantage because Milo is saying, it's best music he's heard in a while. Why not? He's helping.
Okay. That was a nat 20 on the first roll.
Get in.
Second roll. It was a 7. Okay.
Trying to do better than that.
Hey, if I got 2 nat 20s, come on. That brings it to a
Just
24.
weeping.
Yeah. Beth looks over at Milo, then looks at you.
I'm singing I'm singing that song from Lord of the Rings that like Pippin sings, or who sings it? Yeah, Pippin.
Yeah.
Right? Is it Pippin?
Yeah.
No, it's
Pippin to
Merry.
the steward.
No, it is Pippin. Yeah, to the steward.
Yeah.
Which is that super like sad like ballad song.
Yeah. Matt hasn't seen Lord of the Rings.
I don't know the movie or the song, so I don't know. But
it blows my
Beth
mind,
knows
Matt.
it.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it at some
It's
point.
wait. I'm gonna try not.
Beth is quite impressed by this and says, "All right, you have a deal. Come sing after your, come back later tonight. We'll have food for you, and yeah, it's a great deal."
Okay.
The stairway upstairs to the rooms is to the right. She points to where the 2 guards are standing, and she resumes her work and goes back to the desk.
Did she tell us how much the bath is per person? She said 8 at first, and then we said if Siri can perform and bring in some tips later, then we'll talk about a price. I don't think we ever finalized.
You didn't negotiate, yeah. So
yeah.
So it sounds like there needs to be a performance later, and then the price will go down.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured that it was more I have to prove that I could even do it first,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and then we can make a deal.
Yes,
Was kind of what I took from it, but
that's it.
So for now, it's just 8 gold a person per bath.
Mhm.
Minestrone, just like frantically yelling into
into a
trying
hat.
to get more soup to eat.
I think you need to add something on there that's like a once per long
Yeah,
rest
he's like,
usage or something.
"Minestrone." He's just like getting more and more sad every time he says it because he just
Our rooms are
Yeah,
next to
Milo,
each other,
you
so
noticed
I just
this-
hear him yelling.
Milo, you notice that when you try to use the hat a second time, it doesn't seem to work.
So he gets the point. It's like a once per day, or how often?
Maybe
do you
he
think?
gets that. Maybe he understands that. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. But he's just like,
I would take an
trying to get
Arcana
some-
check to know.
Trying to get some bath soup to eat in the bath. Which
God.
doesn't
So-
sound pleasant. But he's-
Milo, the baths are upstairs, so Olena, you and Beth kind of lock eyes in the sense that she's kind of telling you need to go upstairs if you want to take a bath. But she's not saying it in words, she's just staring at you like, come on. If you want that bath, do it now.
I'll gather everyone and be like, come on, let's go take baths, get clean, get all this shit off of us.
I don't think I've told you guys. I freaking hate cats now. I tell you what.
Oh, you've mentioned it a few times, actually. Yeah.
He coughs up a little hairball. He's
Oh god, he's turning into one.
Two guards.
in a litter box was probably an all-time low for me. I gotta tell you, it's.
You can't get any worse than that.
The 2 guards look over at you. This elf wearing green and a very stout human, and they're kind of speaking down to you, except for Olena, who they've seen before. The man of the 2 is actually speaking to Olena, assuming Olena is the leader of the group. Olena, the password's changed. Tell us the password, and you can go upstairs.
Fuck, do I know the password?
Go ask Beth.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, Beth, come over here.
Beth minds to you that she's scrubbing plates and that she's busy.
Do I know these guards' names?
Yes, the man's name is the Warden, and the woman's name is Moana.
They're like bouncers of the pub, basically.
Gorgon with a G?
The warden.
Okay, thank you. Oh, okay, the Warden. I was almost
The
there.
warden. Okay.
The Warden.
Da,
I like, the Warden.
da Warden.
You listen to me, you little piece of shit. Let me the fuck upstairs with my friends and take a bath and we'll come down and settle this, But I didn't know the password's changed. I haven't been here in like 2 months. Give me a
He
fucking break.
holds his fist out in front of you and opens it and drops in your palms a scroll and a small ink pen to write with. And he says, you have 6 tries to get the
Are we
password.
playing Wordle?
Every time you get a letter correct in the correct position, I will mark that letter as green. Every time you get the letter correct, but in an incorrect position, I will mark it as yellow.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Every other letter, I will mark as red. You have 6 tries and 4 friends, so good luck.
You're the worst, the warden. Moana, can you at least let us upstairs?
Moana grins at you and says, or you can just give me 50 gold.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to stoop that low just for your stupid fucking password. Okay, everybody gather around.
Hey,
Playing
real
a
quick there,
game.
Warden. Is this like a 5-letter word? How many guesses do we have?
Yes, 5 letters, 6 guesses.
Right. Okay, hey, thank
We
you.
just-
I appreciate it. I like a good brain teaser every now and then. This is
Oh,
just right up
I
my
do too.
alley.
I do
Should we
too.
just open today's Wordle and do that one?
Did
And
you
if,
catch
and if you
the-
like brain teasers,
Haven't done
you're
it.
gonna really like what they do upstairs.
Hey, Warden, did you catch the
Yeah.
crossword in the Zadaxi Times the other day? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, that was a great,
Yeah, I mean,
great brain teaser.
you're a funny one. I mean, look at me. I'm a bouncer at a pub. I can't read.
You know, that's just kind of sad and kind of ruined my day with that one. But
And
we'll go
how
ahead.
the hell are you going to tell us?
Exactly.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and scribble down something. This guy can't read over here, so as far as
Yeah.
he knows, it's-
Moana's gonna check it.
Moana, you can read?
She smiles at you and says, yes. Or you can give me 50 gold.
Hey,
Well,
Yobi, why
shut
don't
the
you go
fuck
and
up.
schmooze her up a little bit? It worked so well the last time you tried to hit on a lady, so why don't you see what you can do and get us upstairs?
Yeah, but can I try some persuasion with them?
Tell us what you're gonna say or do.
I'm gonna go to her and says, "Hey, Moana, look, we're really tired and dirty and edgy right now, so we don't really feel like playing games." I would actually go with intimidation. Wait, not the.
Okay,
Not
you're trying to
persuasion.
intimidate her.
Yeah, I'll say it's not the best moment to step on our toes right now.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Ooh, it's a 21.
Ooh.
She says, smart one, aren't you? You have a point. Well, it's okay with me. She looks over at the warden, and the warden said, I don't know about this.
Milo
I think I
lean
need a
over-
password.
flexing his
Is it
pec.
his?
Can I lean to the warden and
Yes.
be like, I will dedicate the first song to you, warden.
So,
Warden, she's gonna
Yes.
perform a bit later, and oh boy, she'll blow your socks right off. She's
Yeah.
just an amazing singer, and she already showed Beth. If you want to go ask her how good she is, but we got to get cleaned up before we just bring the house down here, and you might have a fight or two coming up because man, the crowds just get rowdy at her performances. I tell you what, like I'm just tapping my feet to the songs and watching people just bounce around.
As Milo keeps going on, Siri's starting to be like, that's enough. You know what I mean?
Siri, can you make a persuasion check?
Oh.
And Milo, could you make a deception check?
A deception check, but she just did a nat 20.
Persuasion is a 21.
21, okay.
Oh, whoops. I chatted in the frickin' Why did you do
That'll
it?
work, yeah.
Man, why didn't this work?
Ooh, deception I don't think is as strong. So 12 altogether for the deception.
The warden leans in to just you, Siri, and says, I'll let you in, but your friends, they have to give me the password. Go on up. Don't say anything.
Okay, I'm going to guess the
you.
word could.
That's today's one.
Yeah.
Nice, you got a 4. Very nice.
Wait, so what is Olena doing? She wrote a word on the scroll?
Yeah.
And what was the word?
Could. C-O-U-L-D.
C-O-U-L-D. The warden takes a look at it. He says, I can't read. And passes it to Moana, who grabs a pen and circles 3 of the letters from the word could. She circles the C, the U, and the L, all in yellow. And she circles the O and the D in red.
Okay. Jesus. I'm really not good at this. This is the second time I've ever done it.
mean, you got 3 on the first word.
When the warden was handing it over to Moana, Milo was just winking at her the whole time like this, like, come on now, let us through. Like
Horrifying.
yeah, just like
Moana smiles back at you, Milo, and she shrugs. And she says, she kind of shrugs her shoulders and says,
I just smell like cat
to
shit. I'm trying to take a shower here.
You have to convince the warden. I guess your bard friend did a better job.
What about ulcer?
Ooh.
Lucky, maybe?
Oh.
The warden looks at it and he says, oh, yeah, I forgot. I can't read. Moana picks it up and circles the U, the L, and the C all in yellow. And she circles your 2 other letters in red.
For lucky as well?
Yeah, can we write lucky down and see if that's
That's
it?
your next word.
Mm-hmm.
But
The
you
warden
was in the
looks at
second
it.
position, so it shouldn't be good.
The warden looks at it and says, oh yeah, I forgot. I can't read. And he passes the scroll again.
Just take a fucking nap.
Moana. Moana points at your scroll with her finger, and the scroll, in a flash, burns into a flame. And she says, "You've discovered the secret word. All of you can go upstairs."
Much easier than I thought it would be. We should have just done that in the first place.
So lucky of us.
I just tapped the warden on as high up as I can tap him, and I'm just, you'll learn to read someday. I believe in you, pal. It's like-
Shoulder check him on the way in.
I just grunted them where I woke up.
Is
4
anyone
of you make your
leaving?
way upstairs to a much more dimly lit part of the pub, where you come across about 6 or 7 tables of people at all stages of undress. Some are topless, some are bottomless. All people of different races, and they all kind of look at you, smiling, saying, "Welcome, welcome to the Black Arms." And they all walk towards you, wanting to get your attention. These are very attractive-looking people that are standing here. It's quite obvious that they work here.
I'm going to wave my arms and say, "You don't want any of us. We smell like cat shit. We're just here to take a bath. If any of my friends want to partake later, great, but just here for a bath, ladies and gentlemen and folks."
Siri, you're the first one up the stairs, so
That's true.
what would you like to do?
Siri would, as soon as they start approaching her, she's like, no, stop. I am filthy. I do not prefer to be touched when I'm filthy. Please show me where the nearest bath is. Would like to pour myself a bath.
There's a woman standing diagonally from you, Siri, with golden blonde hair that goes down to her neck. She's wearing a sleeveless dress, looks like a black sleeveless dress. And wordlessly, she pushes a button behind her on the wall and opens a secret passageway for you to walk through the wall behind her to where you can see our series of bedrooms.
I just look down the hall, look back at them, just, thank you. You wouldn't want me anyway. Bye! And I rush quickly down to the bedrooms to find a bathroom.
Siri, you quickly find the bathroom that has already been laid up with a bath full of water, and I guess you're taking a bath.
Yep. Pour all the scents, soak the clothes, do everything possible to clean all that scent off.
Okay. So the rest of you didn't see this because Siri was the first one up the stairs, and the rest of you were figuring out the word of the day. What did the 4 of you do?
I just walk to the blonde and tell her that she looks just as dirty as we are.
She smiles and says, "Is that what you like?"
And then I ask her to help me with the bath, to rub the rat off.
She licks her lips and says, I'll definitely help you, but it's going to cost extra."
What does extra mean?
Extra? Well, standard night is 20 gold. If you give me 30 gold, I'll help you with your bath.
Oh man. So she's as expensive as she looks dirty, right?
Expensive ladies.
I say,
Yeah,
for 30
I have
for
a job,
30 gold,
I have rent to pay, and so if you want special privileges, special services, you need to pay for them.
So I just go like, "Pfft, For 30 gold, I'll clean my own rat off. and I turn around.
Milo's never been in a brothel before, so he just starts getting naked, seeing that everyone else is naked.
I'll go, no. Let's get back on.
Bad Milo.
He's just like,
Put your
I
pants
really
back on.
I really need to rinse off. I feel pretty dirty. I mean, I slept in a litter box earlier.
He's just looking at the blonde girl, like oversharing everything that just happened. Yeah,
He's just like, I could use a cleaning.
he's just like taking off his shirt.
The
Like,
blonde lady says, sorry, customers do that in the back.
Is that where the baths are? I really need to.
She nods and says, yeah, gold, please.
I already paid the person down there, and
he just walks into the bath and tries to walk.
All of the sort of workers there stand in front of the pathway and you can see they're glaring at you. The blonde lady says, you need to pay to go in.
I'll say we're with Siri. And also, I've already talked to Beth. We're here to take a bath specifically. So, ladies, gentlemen, folks, let us bathe. Unless you want to
you're
smell
all
us.
together.
Different baths, please.
Yes, we can arrange that.
Good.
But one at a time.
That's
Okay,
fine. Whenever Siri's done.
I can wait my turn. I've been waiting. I'm used to. I got some siblings, and he just starts oversharing with his life again, and trying to bore this person to tears. So she walks away and leaves us alone.
Siri takes a 3-hour bath. Oh my god.
Well, she points at Olena and says, you, barbarian, one of the rooms is ready. You can go back there. And she points to the room that's past Siri's room for you to walk into. So that would be over here.
Yeah. I'd like the record to show Milo's still butt naked because he just got naked when he saw everyone else.
Yeah, everyone crowded around you and said, nope, customers don't do that here.
He like pulls up.
What did Milo do?
He's never been to a brothel before, so he's just like saw everyone else was naked and got naked to fit in. He just like,
He had some FOMO and decided.
He's just like, okay, I guess this is what they do here.
There's a mostly naked woman standing next to you. Milo's saying, it's time for you to go. If you can't behave, you don't belong here.
I'm just trying to take a freaking bath, and you're extorting me for some gold. I mean, geez Louise, I smell like dung. I don't want to, be rude or nothing, but geez, I'm trying to clean the cat crap out of my toes here,
Yeah. I'm sorry, but bats aren't free, sir.
Yeah, we have an agreement with Beth downstairs. Take it up with Beth.
We're going to have to ask you to leave.
I'll turn back around for walking to my room and be like, just everybody shut the fuck up. Go to different sides of the room. I don't want to hear you speak to each other. We're going to bathe. We're going to listen to Siri play, and then we're going to leave.
All right.
And then Milo begrudgingly takes his clothes and puts them over his naked body and just sits in the corner waiting for his turn to bathe.
While that conversation was taking place, Ash already went in by herself. Already found a room to take care of her bath. So it's at this point that Siri is kind of done, feeling really refreshed and relaxed, clothes smelling good, like lavender.
Yeah,
Siri,
she
what would you
changes
like to do?
into, I guess, I assume that she has several different outfits. That's why, because I have a disguise kit and everything like that too, an entertainment kit. So she's going to put on, I believe this whole time I've been wearing my black dress. I think now she's going to put on something closer to what's currently in her picture. So it's like more of a red, it's not like a dress though. It's like one of those, it's like a full body suit. If you've ever seen them where like the pant leg themselves, if you like put your legs together, it looks like you're wearing a dress. But then when you like move your legs open, then you're like obviously still wearing pants.
Okay.
So it's like this long chiffon, like very light fabric, reddish orange kind of fabric, and like a gold trim around it. Very not see-through, but very light fabric.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, and I just imagine like all the the perfumes from the bath are just like leaving a trail behind her. I'm guessing everyone is still in the room, but she's gonna come. She wants to do that thing where like when you come out and you like put your arm against like the door thing, like, and then we'll like look at all the half naked people and be like, now I can be touched. Hello. actually have to work as well. I'll be downstairs doing some entertaining. And she's like doing that thing where like you walk through the room, just like, I actually have to play downstairs as well, but I'll be back
You wave
later.
like the queen, right?
I'll be playing downstairs first before I come back to play upstairs. And then she just make eye contact with all the hottest people in the room before like going back downstairs.
The crowd is loving it, Siri, and they're responding with a lot of smiles and head nods and thumbs up. The manager, leader person, the woman in blonde here says to you, well, if you're good downstairs, I'm sure you'll be good upstairs too. She kind of winks at you.
Well, I can't wait to find out. And then I'll just go downstars.
She kind of blushes a little bit, Siri, as you make your way back downstairs. Yobi, Milo, which of you would like to go in next?
I'll let Milo go first, and I want to investigate if the manager has any money on her.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
I'm just so I'm just putting my hand behind Milo's back, and I kind of push him a little bit towards the door.
Okay.
And at the same time, I'm searching. I'm looking at the manager from top to bottom and try to see if she has any money hidden anywhere.
Okay.
In her
You're
pockets
looking
or
with your eyes, you're not trying to pickpocket.
not yet. I just want to see if she has money, and then I wanted to try my sleight of hand.
Make an investigation check then.
Okay, so I just roll on investigation, and it's a 23.
Yeah, so you can definitely tell that this woman is hiding whatever money that she's been collecting from customers, that she's hiding it in the seat cushion that she's sitting on.
Okay, then I walk to her and try to talk to her, so maybe she rises. I'm gonna ask if, come on, where are those rooms ready already? So just to make her raise from the chair.
Yeah, she quite calmly says, your friends are still taking a bath right now. It's no need to rush, sir.
God damn it. Can I try sleight of hand with her sitting on her chair?
To try to steal something?
Yeah, try to steal the money.
You can try.
Okay, let's try that then.
It would be an interesting thing to try with 10 other people all standing very close to you. So you would be rolling this sleight of hand at disadvantage.
Okay, then I'll just wait. I'll be like, God damn it.
That's a wise
This isn't my
choice.
day.
Olena, you are about done with your bath. You're kind of like stretching. Your clothes are smelling great. There's still a tear from the cat claws, but you think you can repair that.
I kind of like roll with it and tear it up the legs, and now I have a slit in the dress. It's very sexy.
Okay.
Am I like going? So did I make an agreement that I would be fighting this evening?
I don't know if you did.
Okay.
Said something about the pit or whatever.
Yeah, you mentioned something, but I don't know if any deal has been made.
Okay, I will also just, make sure all my wounds are sort of patched up, and I haven't taken a long rest, so I'm not going to be able to rage. So I'm just thinking about that.
And you did take a short rest, so.
Can you rage it?
Yeah. That's fine. I'm going to go back downstairs, wave at everyone, give them like a what's up, and then go down and talk to Beth and ask if I can use her room to take a long rest.
Okay. So we'll get to that in a moment. The blonde lady says to you, Yobi, oh, your friend's done. You can have her room now. Go on back there.
So I just go into my bath and I take everything off except my hood.
Okay. Ash is about done with her bath, and she dresses back up, feeling great, looking great, and also kind of nods, I guess. Or wait, I'm sorry, who's playing Ash?
Me, sort of.
Okay, so yeah, Ash is done with her bath.
Yeah, she'll like nod. My connection's unstable. Shocking. Nod at everyone and be like, did my friend go down? The singing one? Downstairs?
Yeah, the singing one went down.
Thank you.
And Ash goes back downstairs.
You look very nice.
Milo, you're about done with your bath. You're, stretching. Your clothes your shoes are looking in much better shape. And what would you like to do now?
Milo, all right, so he lays down on the ground in like provocative position. He's like, oh, I fell over. Oh, jeez. And he just waits for whoever comes into the door to check on him, if anyone does. He just waits for.
Oh no!
So
I
pretty
can't get
immediately, A super tall and muscular green-skinned man appears at your door, knocking, saying, Sir, are you okay? Do you need any special services?
I'm good.
All right.
It's not what
Just
I
checking.
had in mind. And he just puts on his clothes and walks downstairs.
Aww.
And finally, Yobi is now done with his bath. What is he going to do?
I want to walk over here and try
Okay.
to make a distraction to make that manager rise from her chair. So can I throw daggers at the wall to make some noise, but in the left?
Yeah, go for it.
How do I do? Do I have to roll something to make
I
noise
guess
for
it's an attack
distraction?
roll, right? You're throwing your daggers to see if it sticks on the wall. So go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. On the daggers, right?
And make 2 attack rolls because you're using 2 daggers, it sounds like.
So my first one's 15.
15? Okay.
Oh, no, 20, sorry. And my
20?
second one is 6.
So, Yobi, your first dagger slams right into the door above where the door handle is. The second dagger slams against the wall and drops to the ground, making this loud clatter that echoes throughout the hallway because nobody else is in this part of the pub. And the manager lady says, Hey, Ab, can you go check out that noise? And the super tall, green-skinned man with the red beard walks into the hallway and stares directly at you. And he says to you, Sir, are those yours? You need to take that thing out of the wall. That's not the first time I've said that.
I'm so sorry about that. They just slipped from my pockets while I was walking to the door.
He puts his big, sweaty palm directly on your head and says, Sir, I'm going to need you to leave. Get your dagger and get out of here.
Okay, so I just leave annoyed and disappointed and mumbling God damn it, what's wrong with me today?
All right, so the 5 of you are all clean and downstairs. What are you all doing now?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if I could use Beth's room to take a long rest, if I could.
Yeah, Beth says, my room is my room. I don't have a room here at this pub. I stay in Lambtown.
Shit, you're right, I forgot. Is there anywhere I could maybe sleep for 8 hours consecutively?
Right now, it's lunchtime now. Are you sure you want to do that?
I know, but
Don't you want to
if
catch
I
up?
want to... Yeah, but if I want to fight tonight and then catch up with you after that, I might get frozen again because you all froze.
Sis, no,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't even told you what the catch of the day is.
What's the catch of the day?
Come over here. I gotta whisper this. So she's gonna whisper this so only that you can hear.
Okay.
She says, "You see down there at the far end of the bar, that man sitting alone,
Mhm.
the guy that looks really sad.
Mhm.
That's Monsieur LeDigne. Go talk to him and help him. He's one of my most loyal customers. He tips me even when he doesn't have a big order, and he deserves a fair shot given what happened to him just a couple days ago. Talk to him, make him feel better.
For you, I'll do it. And I will approach Monsieur LeDigne.
So as that's happening, Siri, what were you doing?
Siri is now very lightly walking around oh yes, much better now. Now you can observe me, kind of air to her. So she's gonna take it as she walks back downstairs. She'll take a look around the bar to actually look who's there, and then make her way to the bar first. I think after just kind of looking around. I want to get a drink before I go and sing, I guess.
Yeah, Zahis saunters up to you and says, "What do you have?" And you look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Your baths are wonderful upstairs. It's quite refreshing.
Yes, everybody says that. It's the Black Arabs, after all.
Indeed, I'm going to have to remember that. Do you have anything maybe that could fire up the spirits a little bit? I'm going to go relieve your pianist over there.
How are you with whiskey, ma'am? Miss?
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
People seem to like that here.
Sure. Could you put a bit of cinnamon? Just a bit.
He runs over to the kitchen, grabs a bit of cinnamon, tops your whiskey, and says, "That'll be 1 silver, please."
Of course. Would you be able to just open a tab and maybe I could pay you with the tips that come in after? Presuming I get any, of course.
He smiles broadly and says, "Yes, I like the sound of that."
Wonderful. Thank you. And I'll just down it and then go to the stage.
So the stage is where the bard is right now.
Yeah.
So we'll get to you in a moment.
Okay.
Ash, Yobi, Milo, what are you doing now?
Milo really wants another drink, but again, terrified of snakes, so he's just like anxiously like sitting there, like trying to muster up the courage, and then just kind of saunters over. He stays like a solid 5 feet away from the bar, and he's just like, hey you, hey.
Yes. The snake man says in your direction.
He just like shakes his empty mug. He's like, do you mind topping me off, bud?
Is that beer?
Yeah, it's beer. I had the whiskey earlier, and oh boy, gee whiz, was I out like a light. You know, I fell asleep, and I'm pretty sure it was related to that whiskey. I don't think any magical effects took over me, but my word, was I out like a light.
Yeah. Were you the one making all that racket upstairs? I could hear something going on.
I don't know about that. I was just trying to take a bath, and then I was being hounded by all these people, and I was naked, and they were naked, and everyone was naked, and now I'm feeling... Oh.
This is the Black Arms. Some things are better off discreet.
Well,
Wrong person for
how
that.
do you take a bath, bud? I mean, I take a bath and I get naked. I don't know how you do it.
Silence, sir.
Hey, by the way, I'm pretty sure someone tried to elicit some sexual acts with me up there. And,
He claps very loudly, and 3 guards move in your direction.
Well, what the heck is this all about? I'm just...
And they look at you and they say, "Time to go home, bud."
Ash is gonna walk up and be like, "I'm so sorry. He under the influence of alcohol, he gets a little wordy, if you know what I'm saying. I'll keep him at our table and quiet. Don't worry about it. Could we please have 2 more beers? Thank you."
Ash, that actually seems to do the trick. Zahis calms down and calls the guards off. But now you realize that there are 3 half-orc guards kind of blending in the crowd. And Zahis comes over with 3 drinks. 1 for you, Ash, 1 for Milo, and 1 for Yobi.
Thank you. Slide 3 silver. I'm spending
3 silver
for money. Yeah.
Yobi, what would you like to do?
So, here.
I just
geez,
nod
thank
my
you,
head.
Ash. I'm sorry I got us into that kerfuffle there. I wasn't trying to do anything. I just mean, geez Louise. I mean, no one's ever offered themselves up to me like that before. And it's pretty. She was quite a pretty lady, but geez, I just don't think.
You can hear behind you, Milo. Zahis, the bartender, is saying, "Discreet."
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it somewhere else or something. Let's listen to Siri play when she gets up there. She looks so pretty, look.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. I didn't even see her. Oh, is that a lute she has? Oh, my God. I'm looking forward to this one.
So, Siri, you walked up to this heavyset dude with a huge, like, red, ginger, curly-haired beard. He's got, like, purple earrings, bit of a bandana going, and he's tinkling away at the piano. And he says, "You're the same bard I just saw earlier? You look fantastic, woman."
She says, "I clean up nicely. Just a bit of soap and water."
Yeah. Are you a singer, too?
Oh, sure. Did you want me to give you some feedback first?
Yeah. You like a honky-tonk kind of vibe?
Sure.
Well,
you lead and I'll follow. Just tell me the chords.
Tell me what you think of this one. I learned this one from northern Virlinia. So even though it's a bit of a country song, it's actually coming from northern Virlinia. You tell me if you like it.
Cool. I'll sit on like a box and like cross my leg with the lute over my knee kind of thing, just waiting to listening.
So he's swaying back and forth and kind of feeling himself as he's getting into the music. Then he starts tinkling away at the piano while kind of trying to get the crowd going. And he starts to sing. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
I'll like keep going, but as you do that,
And
I'm
I
like
think
reaching
of
into
all
my
the
bag.
things about what you're doing. And in my head, I paint a picture.
And I pull out one of the cat toys that has the bells on it, because I'm like, this would be better accompaniment than my lute for this. And I'm just like kind of bell shaking along with the little cat toy.
Yeah, the
Give him
crowd's
some
starting to get
backup.
into it because they're seeing two bards now. And he's tinkling away. Cause since I've come on home, my whole body's been a mess. And I've missed your silver hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over?
Come on over.
Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Serenity?
Woohoo.
Milo's just over.
Serenity.
Yeah, I'm just giving all the backup like harmonies.
What you think, little lady?
Well, it was quite well done. Did I ever tell him my name? Do you know my name? Oh, I'm like, that was quite well done. Where did you happen to learn this?
This was some bard. I was traveling. What's your name, by the way?
Siri.
Ah, great name.
Yes.
My name is Groovy Jams.
Well, that is a wonderful stage name.
Yeah. You're so smart. That's not my real name, but it's my stage name and everything.
It's quite wonderful.
Yeah, you're good on that. That's not a traditional tambourine. I don't know where you got that from, but
I just improvise. Sometimes you just have to work with what you have, and this is what I have. And it's like what is it? A stuffed carrot with bells?
Stuffed carrot with bells. Serious. At this point, you notice that people have thrown 3 coppers at your feet while you were performing.
Oh, wonderful! I'll like take the bowler hat, the minestrone hat, and like flip it, and then put the coppers inside. So now there's a hat for them to put stuff in.
Let's check in with Olena, who has sidled up to this old man pointed out by her friend Beth. He looks like he's probably in his early 40s, but his hair has thinned, it's grayed, and his body looks much older than he probably actually is. He sees you moving toward him. He looks up, and then he looks back down at his quite pitiful, half-empty glass of beer. And he says, did you want company or something?
Just here to check in. You look like you've had a rough day, my friend.
Rough. Not just today, but a rough few days, actually.
Rough few days? Tell me about it. I'm all ears. Hey, Barky, another beer, please.
So the drow lady comes over and she brings over 2 beers. And the man says, I insist. That he digs deep into his pocket looking for coins.
And I'll be like, no, please. If I'm to hear your tale, I must first provide the beer.
He smiles like glumly looking at you, saying, thank you. This is very kind of you. My name is Hercule LeDigne. And as he tells you his name, it feels like he's letting out a secret. His body is kind of crumpled with sadness and exhaustion.
It's
Says,
cool, that's not a local name, is it, no?
No, I'm originally from northern Virlinia, but I settled here, on account of sailing trade and whatnot. I became a shoemaker, had a thriving cobbling business. I was once head of the Cobblers Guild here in Zadaxi, but that got taken away from me a couple weeks ago.
So recently?
Very recently. He's pawing his face, kind of wiping away tears, and he says, "It's my daughter, Zoe. She was friends with that very nice drow lady, Zoe. Zoe's been sick, and I've been footing the bill for her to stay at the Zadaxi City Hospital. No one seems to know what disease she has. I've talked to every cleric in town, every paladin, I've gone to Paranj, to Raksha, I've gone to all the cities in the Seven Sisters, and no one seems to know what affliction she has. So the wizards and the clerics are performing experiments, trying to figure it out, but it's so expensive to keep her at the hospital. He pauses and says, did you want to hear this sob story?
I do. I'm worried about your daughter, and if there's anything I can do to help, it is, I have an older sister, a brother? Can't remember. I have an older brother myself. And, to ever see him so ill, I know my parents would be absolutely distraught. It is.
And you would do a good name to the LeDignes, and I would tell the Cobblers Guild if you were able to help. Basically, I've been selling everything from my home for in the recent weeks to be able to pay the bill for Zoe to stay in the hospital. Even the glasses and plates and silverware and cutlery in my house, I sold almost everything. But somebody broke into my house 3 days ago and found my loot and took it all.
Goodness. In your darkest hour, someone only to knock you down further. Do you have any idea who it was? Perhaps the ravioli brigands? Ravioli rascals? Can't remember their name either. Thank you.
He's sniffling and kind of wiping away snot and his tears, and he says, it would be fantastic if you could actually help. I don't know that I could pay you to do this, but maybe a portion of the gold I could leave for you if you wanted to help. But I saved a lot of money to be able to pay for my daughter's expenses, and somebody stole it. You could. I've done a very good job not trying to track any additional mud or anything into my home. If you wanted to check it out, I live very close to the Black Arms. I could show you the crime scene, as it were, and maybe it'll lead to something.
Yes. Any friend of Beth is a friend of mine, and I'd be happy to help you. Perhaps not this evening. Maybe tomorrow morning we could meet, and you could take my crew and I through and see what's happening, and perhaps we could help you in some way.
He says he's wiping away more snot and tears, and he says, no one here has offered help. Everybody here, the Black Arms, seems so self-interested.
Yeah,
you're a total stranger. What would you get out of it to help me and help my daughter?
Well, here's the thing. I come from a family like yours. My parents love me. They let me do things that I want to do. But I want to be selfish sometimes. I want to live my own life. And this is a chance of me making a choice to live my own life. You give me an opportunity. Perhaps I get to beat up some people along the way. I will never say no to that. A little bit of gold would probably do me and my friends well. Perhaps a place to stay. Do we have a place to stay tonight? I don't think we do. So perhaps we come home with you this evening to stay in your house. That would be great.
He says, well, my house is quite small. I've even sold some of the bedroom furniture. I sleep on a pallet filled with hay. So I wish I had room, but I would love to have your help.
That's fine. We'll find somewhere else to stay. That's easy. We can do that totally. But here, wait. Let me point out my friends who will help us. The bard you see in the beautiful red dress pant thing.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Stunning.
Yes,
Stunning
absolutely.
bard.
And then those three creeps over there.
Those three creeps.
Uh-huh.
The table. They don't look like much, but they all have a heart of gold, except for that one. He's in a weird hood thing.
Yeah.
I have no idea who he is as a person. I met him literally an hour ago, but he seems kind of cool. So.
He's following us around, so I guess he's gonna join.
Exactly.
Why don't you call your friends over and...
Absolutely. Ash, come here. All of you, come here. Siri, the bard, she may be a
busy.
Little bit, she's performing.
I'm currently teaching... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll cue her in when she comes over, don't worry.
So 4 of you have gathered around Mr. LeDigne. He kind of explains the situation and says, well, it's almost time for my lunch. This is usually when Beth kind of slides me a meal for free. So now might be a good time for me to show you my place. It's not far. It's only a It's only a minute or two walk from here.
Now, let's not be hasty. I heard something about a meal, and yeah, my ears just perked right up. I ran out of soup earlier today, and oh my god, I've been railing for some good food. Do you have anything to eat? And just looks at him like...
I mean, I don't have anything, but the Black Arms does. They make fantastic food. Acorn bread, salted eel sandwiches, roasted shellfish with a mustard and dried currant rice pilaf. The food here is fantastic, sir.
Milo just gets super sad. He's like,
I hand Milo my hat.
Minestrone!
And the hat fills with a piping hot bowl full of minestrone.
He just looks up at Olena like she's a god. Like,
Milo, kind of like everybody in the pub looks at you shouting, saying this word, and the soup appearing, and folks are like chattering much more loudly and animatedly with one another after you did that.
He's the minestrone man.
Just like sucking the soup out of the hat without like even putting his hands in. Now he's just basically all over his face when he comes up. Like, oh, thank you so much, Olena. This is just hit the spot. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I regret this decision. Okay, well.
This is a nice looking hat.
While they're sitting, I'll sidle up to Siri on the stage.
As you do that, Mr. LeDigne says, "Oh, what? You're leaving?"
Just grabbing my other friend. Don't worry.
Okay. Let's cut to Siri. Siri's currently talking with this man Groovy about music and traveling and whatnot, and you notice your friend Olena is starting to walk in your direction.
Yeah, I imagine that we like switched and like I did a song and I'm teaching him how to do the cup song. So he's doing the dun 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 and I'm doing the I got my ticket for the long way around. So we're like accompanying each other kind of thing.
Oh.
I don't know if you want me to roll for anything for that. And then,
that was real groovy.
Yeah, and then when that's done, I'll be like, yeah, it's also from the Northern Kingdoms. Maybe you might know the bard. I believe, what was her name? Mateo, I believe, was the bard that did that song. Maybe you know.
That name is not familiar, but I don't have a great memory of it. No.
That's too bad. I thought maybe you might have recognized since the last song it also came from the Northern Kingdom.
Well, what's he look like?
Wavy dark hair, a slightly darker complexion, very, very straight teeth.
This sounds familiar, but the guy who taught me this song, his name was not Mateo.
Oh. And you don't remember their names?
Did you say he's from Northern Virlinia or he was living there?
Oh, I'm not quite sure either. I know that they were traveling through the northern areas, but coming down to perform with his uncle, Chaucer.
Oh, I know a Chaucer.
Oh, is that where you learned the song from?
Well, I just heard the name. I haven't met him in person, but I heard the name.
Oh yes, I do believe that his uncle is quite an established bard.
Oh, well, yeah, there are several bards that I met up and down these hills that have mentioned the name Chaucer before. Maybe if you go to Tarange or Spinaca or other parts of the Seven Sisters, you'll meet some of these bards.
Oh, that's so nice. It looks like... Oh, I'm so sorry. It looks like my friend might be... yes. Is there any more money in the hat from our performing?
Yeah, you notice actually about 8 more gold and 4 more silver. Well enough to buy a few more rounds of drinks.
Okay, 8 gold. So it's like 8 gold. I know there was like 3 copper in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
How much silver?
4 silver.
4 silver, 3 copper?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Groovy leans over and says, y'all gonna share that, right?
Oh, absolutely! I'm gonna give him 4 gold, but I'm gonna take everything else.
He says, yeah, mighty good. Well, what's you and your friend's name, by the way? Do you have a party name?
Oh, we don't yet. We're kind of working on the branding. We don't want to put anything out and then it doesn't sound good, or we haven't done our research well enough.
All right, because I was gonna remember you as like the funny cats or something. Y'all came in here smelling like cat stuff.
Oh no, we're definitely not cats. We don't like them very
Please
much.
don't.
No.
All right.
I'm Siri Sky. Maybe we'll come up with something.
Yeah,
But you
we'd love to
you
run
can
into
call
you
me
again,
Sky.
Miss Serious Sky.
It was very nice to meet you. Have a wonderful
Vows.
night. No, night.
No.
Ugh. Cool. I collect the money and go off with Olena.
And as we walk back to our group of friends, I'll sort of give her the lowdown on what's going on. You know, helping a man in need with his daughter, but he might be sketchy. I'm not sure.
Oh. Well, I'm sure we
So
can
I'd like
figure
to
that
have
out.
all of us there together. Have you thought of a name yet? I haven't thought of a name.
No. Maybe that's something we can, Does this sound like a pressing matter? Should we sit and talk about names?
Maybe, I don't know.
Everyone keeps asking us our names. I don't know what to tell them. I was naked at one point today. I just don't know what the heck's going on. I think I'm out of my element a bit here. I'm just gonna follow your lead from now on. I don't know, guys. This is just a little bit above me, you know what I mean? And that's not a pun on my height or nothing. It's just.
Well, maybe we workshop a few things, like, and I'm not saying this is a good idea, but if we want to do, actually, I prefer that we don't do a name where it's like one person and then everyone else. I don't like those groups that do that, like Siri and the gang. I don't like that. We should not do that. But maybe we can figure out something with all of our names. We'll workshop it.
Well, we can definitely workshop it. I mean, a name is something else. I tell you, it's pretty important to have a good one. And if we don't have a good name, then how are the other bards that tell tale of Siri and the gang? How are they going to talk about us?
Well, they wouldn't be talking about me. I'd be telling your stories.
I did lob off a cat's head the other day. That was pretty neat. I tell you what,
Would you like to be called? Would you like us to be called their head removers?
Oh,
The kaputs?
no, that's a little dark. We'll keep brainstorming as we go. I think. I mean.
It's at this moment that Mr. LeDigne looks at Olena and says, "About that offer to help me.
Yes, right. Let's go. Come on, everybody. Round up.
Do you want to get out of here?"
Yes. Everybody count off. 1,
2.
Yeah, I'm here.
4. Says Ash.
Yeah.
And as all of you exit to the early sunny afternoon, Milo, 2 half-orc guards that kind of came up to you earlier, stand very close to you, and they say to you, Milo, "Could we see that hat?" And by see that hat, we mean, can we have that hat?
Are we all with him while this happens, by the way?
Nope, you're all outside.
Oh no.
They waited until Milo was last in the party to leave.
Milo looks at the hat and looks at them and. Well, are you hungry?
Yeah, we're hungry. How about that hat?
It makes pretty good soup. I would share, but I already used it. I think you can only use it once a day. I haven't quite figured out the logistics of this hat here, but oh man, it makes good soup. I tell you what.
The female orc takes one of her fingers and presses it to her lips like shh, and with her other hand holds it out, anticipating you to give her the hat.
Milo grabs her hand and just shakes it. Oh, it's just nice to meet you. These folk in this town, they're not.
And
too
she
open.
swipes the hat out of your pack in front of you and says, "Thanks," and starts to walk away.
He's taking a while, and I forgot to say goodbye to Beth, so I'm just gonna poke my head back in.
And I say, I don't recall giving you that hat. That's my hat.
Milo, what are you
a
doing?
whole lot, and I would like you to give me my hat back,
He's
please.
being very assertive. Never mind, I'm not going to step in.
The orcs have kind of disappeared to their corner, and they're all kind of inspecting the hat. 3 of them now.
Milo,
Beth waves you goodbye and says, "We'll talk later, sis. Don't worry.
got you,
See you
baby.
soon."
I'll be like, Milo, we have 3 other hats. Whispering.
No,
Come on.
Olena, that's my freaking hat, and they just took my hat, and I don't appreciate that. And I walk up to him and I say, "Give me my freaking hat back. I worked hard for that hat. I killed a couple cats for that freaking hat, and I really want that hat."
You walk up to them. Is that what you said, Milo?
Yeah.
All 3 of them stand directly adjacent to you, and all 3 of them pull out weapons. I'd like you to roll initiative, please.
Initiative.
Middle of the Black Arms?
Yes. At the Black Arms.
No. Everybody's going to kill us. Milo. Oh, God.
Probably.
Rolled a 17 for my initiative.
What happens if we die?
We die.
We make
Might
new
die, I don't know.
characters.
Okay, nice.
I rolled a 17 for initiative.
I don't know where. Are we all outside?
I'm
Is
going
only.
to call everyone.
You're all
Like,
outside except for
everybody-
Olena. So Elena's the only one who's seen any of this.
Everybody.
So we hear the fuss and we enter back the bar, right?
Do I also have to roll initiative?
Yes, please.
Oh,
Not
shit.
which? Oh yeah, the forward. I got a 23.
23. Okay.
12. I think.
Can Milo say,
Oh, you're pulling out your weapons. Where I come from, we settle our dispute with a fist or two.
Milo,
tries to like
I can't rage
just bring it
anymore
to
today.
fisticuffs, not like killing these people in the tavern?
Yobi, where are you? Oh, you're over here. Oh,
I'm
you
here at the
but you
table.
haven't gone back inside yet.
Oh no, okay.
'Cause only Olena has gone back inside so far.
Did you roll, Olena? Did you roll for Ash? If not, I did.
Oh, what'd you get for
Thank
Ash?
you. Thank you.
19 for Ash.
I can't
And for
connect
Olena,
to
please.
anything.
Thank you.
12.
12. Olena and Siri, you both have 12. Could you figure that out?
My dex is +2.
My dex is +1, so you go first.
The music is still going outside. I don't know.
My goodness.
I don't understand.
Are they cold?
I don't understand.
Like, it's really coming down still.
So Yobi, you just saw Olena run back in, and she's like having some conversation, and you're actually first to act. What would you like to do?
I walk back in. I see Milo is having.
So
issues
hold on.
with
What's your movement?
So I walk back in, right?
I just want to know what your
Uh,
max movement
I
is.
think it's
Oh,
like
okay.
a half elf, right?
30.
Let me see.
So every
It's
square is
30,
5 by 5. So you just walked in 15 feet. Go ahead.
Let me just see how many do I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say I go this. And what's
You can
the
do that,
distance to the works?
You can do that.
Can I go on diagonal? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. No, because I can attack. I have a range attack. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
So I
Are you
see
going to
all
attack
the-
somebody?
Well, isn't it that what I were doing?
Up to you.
You
Well,
can still try to talk him down.
You
if
see
want.
3 half orcs all quartering Milo, and it looks like they have their hats in their hands.
and with
Milo
weapons in
is
their hands,
protesting.
right? So I see that. I see Milo is in trouble, and I take my bow and I shoot at them.
You shoot at which one? Tell us.
Let me see. I think. Can I hit all of them? I think so, right? Because I have.
From your distance,
80.
yes, you can hit either.
Yeah, I have 80.
in
okay.
any of the 3 of them.
So I just hit the guy in front of Milo. This one.
Okay, I see. Okay, make an attack roll, please.
Yep. I get a 12. 17. Sorry.
And it's a bow and arrow. You said.
Yeah, short bow. So I'm rolling the damage, and it's a 4. But I also see here that I have actions in combat. I have this special sneak attack. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack with a finesse or ranged weapon. If you have advantage on the attack roll. So I'm guessing I don't have advantage, right?
You don't have advantage, yeah.
Okay, so I just do that, and the damage was 4.
Yeah, so your arrow slings through the air in the Black Arms Tavern and lands squarely in the chest of this green half orc that's standing next to Milo with his swords out, and he growls, "What? We are going to end this swiftly, sir." And you can tell he's getting very angry at the fact that you've just struck him. Is that the end of your turn, Yobi?
I guess so, right?
Unless you have
I
a
mean-
bonus action, then that might be the end of your turn.
How do I know if I have a bonus action?
On your sheet, if you
Two
have,
weapon.
if you have a bonus,
In my sheet, it just says 2 weapon fighting. So, can I also throw a dagger at him?
I think you can. Yes, it's a melee attack. Yes.
No, the daggers are ranged, but it's 20 range, so I don't think.
Oh, it's a melee. Yeah, I mean it's a ranged attack. Yes.
But 20, does it reach them?
20 would hit.
Okay. Then I'm
Yeah,
gonna
also
do
damage.
also a dagger to the same one. I get a 23 on the hit, and the damage is 5.
So tell us where and how you hurt this orc.
So after he turns and reacts so aggressively, I just really fast take a dagger and I throw it right at him, and I hit him near the arrow in the chest, just to show off my accuracy.
he growls in pain, like you hit him both in the same area, and he's like, "Well, we're gonna end this and end you as well."
How much HP does these orcs have? From an arrow and a dagger, they still talk.
He still looks very healthy. That's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Olena, your friend Beth is screaming, saying, "I thought this was gonna be discreet!" Ah! She runs. She dashes away and is running directly towards the bar. Meanwhile, the bartender.
I thought so too.
Meanwhile, the bartender Zahiss has grabbed this huge poleaxe from behind the bar, and he's lurching forward, saying, "It's discreet in the black arms. Get out of here, you fiends!" And he's aiming that in your direction, Olena. So you can tell he's meaning you and your friends.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's Ash. Ash is next to act.
Oh. I think
Ash,
Ash
you're
is gonna
currently
hold an
outdoors.
Okay. Ash will come to the side and peer. Oh, I can't move Ash because I'm not Ash. And will peer over Olena's shoulder.
Okay.
And be like, "Should I attack?" And doesn't really know if we're attacking or not attacking, and so.
There he is shaking her head the whole time.
Yeah.
No.
Like, why?
No. What is happening? No.
Yeah, she's gonna hold a crossbow bolt if anyone comes at, or a mace thing if anyone comes at Fury, Olena, or Sky here, in this little corner.
Is that the end of her turn?
Milo. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Milo, you are surrounded by 3 half-orcs. One of them has just been injured by some arrows, an arrow and a dagger from your colleague Yobi. What would you like to do, Milo?
Milo, he looks at Zahiss. He goes, "Oh, geez, Zahiss, your frickin' guys just took my hat here. I don't want things to escalate further. They just stole something that belongs to me, and we're trying to leave, and they took my hat, and I don't want anyone getting hurt, and boy, will they get hurt if they keep messing with us. So I recommend you tell your boys to put down their arms. You tell your people to put down their arms, or things will get hairy. I might have to call the town crier here, because my lord, I don't like walking into bars and getting theft from."
Zahiss yells at you, Milo, and says, "Get out of here! We didn't ask for you to come in here and start a fight. The warden, Moana, take care of this." And his 2 guards also step forward, going in your direction as patrons in the bar start scattering, getting away from you. Milo, it's still your turn to act.
And I say, "Well, geez, I'm not trying to get anyone hurt, but they took my hat, and that's my hat, and
oh man, you really love that hat."
I had a delicious tomato-based soup out of that hat earlier that, I'm hoping will replenish itself, and I can have some more tomorrow, because my word, I think I'll dream of that soup tonight. Can I please just have my hat back? I don't mean to attack you or accost you, and my friends just here seeing, your compatriots drew their weapons on me. I'm just trying to get my hat back and go about my way. We're trying to help this gentleman here who's been falling on some hard times, and oh lord, I just
Milo, could you make a persuasion check at disadvantage to the orc that you're speaking to? I mean, he's listening, but he was also just struck by a dagger and an arrow.
All right, so 10. Oh, 2 10s. So
And
with
the-
persuasion, I think I have. So 14 persuasion.
The orcs look at you and say, "You don't seem to be able to take a hint. So the hat is ours, and you may now leave, sir."
Do we want to kill these people over a hat party?
I'm
Nod
pretty
your
sure
head,
we
sir.
can't.
It really seemed like it
All right.
so far.
Milo
I'm
just kinda
physically
huffs, he's
unable to
like,
At this
raid.
point, it's 5 against 5. I don't know.
And we haven't rested.
can't
We have
rage.
0 spells.
Haven't
0
rested.
rage. We have nothing.
Milo, did you want to take the disengage action and run away, or what?
No, I'll just be like, all right, here. How about this? You can have that hat, but I'll remember it. And the Black Arms will never have my business again, I tell you. And I will tell everyone I know and everyone I meet to stay away from this place. And any other inn in Zadaxi, go to that inn. Black Arms, no. They will steal your hat and they will steal your soup.
Steal
go
your
on.
hat.
And it's also full of half-naked
And there's
people.
half-naked people up there, and they're sending a mixed message, and I got naked, and they told me I can't get naked, and good grief, I'm
Naked
just
and
trying to
indecisive.
enjoy myself. And
As you're speaking that, Beth's colleague, the other drow server, shouts out at you, "Discreet! It's supposed to be discreet in here."
okay,
And I
All
believe
right.
that's the end of your turn.
yeah, you
Siri.
can have my hat, and I'm gonna try and walk out of the bar. And my friend accosted you, but he only accosted you because you were drawing
Harry,
weapons
it's your
on
turn
me.
to act.
All right,
Is he disengaging?
I'm disengaging. I'm trying to, yeah.
Yeah. I think Siri is just going to try to de-escalate the situation, seeing that Milo is now leaving. She's just gonna go up. She's gonna grab Yobi by like the back of his hood and be like, I solemnly apologize. My bodyguards, they get a little overzealous. You see, they're afraid of me getting hurt, and I've had my loot broken and stolen. Please, they're just trying to protect me. You understand? It's a very dangerous world out here. And I'm just trying to like placate the room as I attempt to drag Yobi out the door, kind of thing.
Can you also make a persuasion check at disadvantage towards the orcs? Because they're very angry, and one of them's quite injured.
I rolled a 16 and a 17. So, 16 persuasion, or wait, yeah.
You have a bonus, right?
You said disadvantage, right?
At disadvantage.
Plus 5, 21.
It's still 21.
Oh, yeah.
The 2 female half-orcs are kind of like,
I'm just like batting my eyes at them, like, I'm so sorry, please keep the gift. It was a gift. It was a gift. You know, the hat was a gift.
the 2 female half-orcs are sort of like, yeah, I mean, it's time for lunch anyway. We don't really need to get into this forest.
Yeah, why
We
would you
should
want
just-
to cross arms with a lowly bard and her guards? Truly, we're nothing.
Forrest snaps back at them and says, I got hit twice. I should hit them twice, and then we can call it quits. And the 2 female half-orcs looked at each other and said, your call, Forrest, but we're ready to back up. I'm hungry as it is. Really want that eel sandwich right about now.
Okay, Sarah would be like, well, they are my people, so if you insist on hitting me, and she'll like walk forward and be like to show that, and she's trying to say it loud enough, the whole crowd will be like, oh, you're gonna hit the pretty little bard that just like,
Ooh.
you know what I mean? So she's trying to be like,
Oh,
oh, you can hit me, I'll take it, and she'll like walk
Mhm.
forward, and she
Okay.
like pushes everybody else like, get the fuck out the door. I'll
Olena,
take it.
Olena, it's your turn to act. Big fight going on in your favorite pub.
Yeah.
Will you be able to show your face here later?
Nope. I'm going to walk up behind Siri.
Okay.
Arms sort of like buff, you know,
Mhm.
just buff as hell. But at the same time, be like rubbing my hands together and bowing to Beth, being like, oh God, so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please please don't attack this beautiful lady. We're so sorry. Keep the hat. We're heading out. We're heading out, and I'll hold my action to punch the guy if he attacks Siri.
Yeah, I don't know if I like use an action to do that persuasion. If not, I do want to at least take the dodge action technically, if I'm allowed to. So it's like a little. No, actually, no, she wouldn't. She's like, yeah, just hit me. Just hit me so I can leave. And she's just hoping that he won't hit her hard, I think, is what's happening.
Okay. Yeah, because I would take your persuasion part as the bonus action, and then the dodge would be your main action.
Yeah, but I take it back. I don't
punching the guy.
Because that's what Milo also did. He did the persuasion thing, and then he disengaged. That works.
I was gonna say, actually, I don't think I take it back. I don't think Siri is even trying to disengage. She's like,
okay,
just hit me and hope that he kind of just
not
like
in the face.
Yeah, he's hoping that the mad guy will be like more timid about it. So she doesn't disengage. She just like, I'll take it.
Can I instead hold like a movement to move in front of Siri if he attacks? So if he attacks, he hits me, not her.
I would allow that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll hold my action to dash in front of Siri if he comes at her, looking like he's going to attack her.
Okay. The warden moves forward and says, Miss Olena, thought it was your lucky day. Let me try to break this all up. And he stands in between Siri and the orcs, and he has weapons in hand, but you can tell he's not using them presently, and he's going to end his turn in between Siri and half.
King.
The female half-orc that Siri tried to convince earlier actually starts disengaging and walking away from the fight and walking towards the bar. She has a lot of movement, so she's going to end her turn right at the bar. Her other female half-orc colleague does the same thing and starts walking towards the bar. And she says, Forrest, just calm it down. Zahis, we're sorry about him. He's a hothead, you know. That's why you hired us. We'll calm him down after lunch. And the other female half-orc disengages and moves away from the party back towards the bar. That's the end of the first round. Yobi, you are next.
But the guy that I hit, he didn't move? He didn't have an action?
Actually, you're right. He's last. I made a mistake and put 2 orcs. He should be the last to act. Thank you for saying that. So that's Forrest. He's a half-orc. He sees that his friends are disengaging. He also sees the dagger wound and the arrow in his side. And he kind of gives Milo some guff, like he's sticking up his lower chin. And he's like, one time before I leave. And he throws an axe at Milo.
Why at Milo?
From his back. Well, Milo started it.
I didn't start it.
That's a 19.
A 19?
Hmm?
Yeah, that hits.
And that does hand axe damage of 1d6 plus 2. That does 4 points of slashing damage. Okay. And the axe kind of clatters at the ground in front of your feet, very near some other patrons of the Black Arms. He's then going to say, so are you going to get out of here now, son, or what?
Milo just looks at the axe on the ground and looks up and looks at his buddies who clearly don't want to fight. And he's just like...
Yeah, we're just like desperately like...
I hope you enjoy that hat. I'm not going to tell you the word to get that soup, but my God, I hope you enjoy that hat. And he just starts walking out the inn.
Well, he can't act yet because it's
not Milo's turn. But he's like, I hope you enjoy that hat, buddy. And
he, as his bonus action, he's gonna say to you, Milo, I overheard you earlier, minestrone. He says the word because he overheard you saying it, and he's shocked to see that it doesn't fill with another serving of soup. And he says, this hat is garbage anyway. And he kind of crumples it up and sticks it in his backpack. That's the end of his turn. We can start to the top of the next round. Yobi, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm a bit confused. I'm like, come on, guys. I thought we were gonna fight. What's all this about?
Siri is like the very timid face looking at the orc, and she's just gonna turn and look at Yobi with like the darkest look, like, fuck around right now.
So
like you just like her face, because she I think she like lowers her head, and you can see like her eyes start to glow at you. Like, don't.
Smoke coming
Do
up
not.
her nose and all that, right?
Siri,
Right.
because you're the only one staring in Yobi's direction, Siri, you're also the only one to see that Mr. LeDigne, Hercule, has peeked in through the front door, and he sees the mess that's going on, and he's shaking his head. He looks very disappointed, and you can see that his face has disappeared from the front door.
Okay.
So I just turn around disappointed then and I'm like, God damn it. So no stealing, no fighting. This day is rubbish. And I slowly walk towards the door,
Okay.
grunting and talking to myself.
Great. Next to act is Ash. Ash, you're currently at the front door of the Black Arm. What would you like to do?
I'm communicating with Tammy, but
Thank
not
you.
about this. So really, it's not helpful at all. Ash is going to back out of the
Smack Yobi over his head, dumbass. Shouldn't have attacked that
Yeah.
to work.
She's gonna say to Yobi, "Listen, I wanted to hit him too, but like, yeah, we already fought so much today that I got no juice left anyway, so I wouldn't do any good." But yeah, she's gonna back out of
Good.
the tavern entirely.
Is that the end of your turn, Ash?
Yeah.
Moana the guard steps forward again in between Siri and Forrest the half-orc, and she says, "I think it's time for you all to go." She looks at Siri and her friend, and she's not going to attack or anything. You can see that she has weapons ready, but she's going to stop it.
Yeah.
Milo, it's now your turn to act. There's a axe that just hit you in the chest that's there. It's on the floor by your feet. What would you like to do?
Milo picks up the axe
Mhm.
and just walks out the bar. He's like, "Oh, this is nice. I think that's a fair trade.
Tradesies.
I think that's a fair trade there, Forrest. You can have my hat. I'll take this axe. This is a nice looking axe." And he just walks out the bar.
Do you want to take his movement then?
Yeah.
Siri, it's your turn to act.
Yeah.
Great. I'm just gonna look at the guy and be like, "The hat really doesn't match you, and it's only a one-time use." And then to the two guards, like I want to do like the like hand touch, like the "Thank you so much. You are truly our heroes today." Like that, you know what I mean? Like the yeah.
You're thanking them for their.
You were our heroes. So sorry. And then I'm just gonna like be like, "Okay, let's go," and I'll leave with like when Olena can leave, I'll like leave with Olena kind of thing.
As this happens, the female half-orc shout, "Forrest, let your axe go. You got plenty." Zahis also says, we have more arms for you. This is the Black Arms after all. We will take care of you, son." And you can see that Forrest, this half-orc, looks kind of dejected, but kind of like okay, as long as Milo doesn't return. Is that the end of your turn, Siri?
Yeah.
Olena, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna continue to like keep bowing and sort of back out of the pub and be like, "So sorry, I'll be back. I hope at some point, maybe without my friend. So sorry about this. Have a great day, everybody.
I don't even know
So
that
nice
guy.
to see all of you. I don't even know that guy." And yeah, and she'll follow Siri out as well.
Olena, your very positive attitude and deferent attitude seems to have sway over the guards and Zahis. And Zahis yells out at you, Miss O, I'm disappointed. You can come back, and maybe your bard friend, but I'm not sure about your other friends. Just take care of yourselves and see us on another day. How about that?
Love you, buddy. Thank you.
See ya. And with that, it seems like the group is now outside of the Black Arms pub with a muttering Hercule LeDigne standing next to you. Seems like, from the look on his face, he's sort of like, "I don't know what decision I've made today."
Milo pays no attention to LeDigne, but he looks at his party. He's like,
I'm gonna kill that fucking orc. He just rubbed me the wrong way. I tell you what. He stole my hat and threw an axe at me. That's unbelievable. I don't know if I
That
ever
was
want to
the
come back here.
scariest and most intimidating I've ever seen you be, Milo. It was very frightening. I was scared.
Stole my
I was a little
freaking
scared.
soup, Olena. What do you expect?
Milo,
We have
I
3
agree
other
with
soup
you.
hats.
I do agree that he should not have stolen it from you. It was not your fault. But we should possibly talk about taking a lesson or two in maybe fighting when we're able to, and putting off fights and or being sneaky when we have to. We'll get
Milo
your
just
hat back.
points at the axe scar that's like in his chest. It's like, I didn't throw a freaking punch
I
over.
know. And I'll like unwrap the hat and like give you the hat that I has. Like, I understand. We'll get the hat back. Sometimes we have to do it the smart way. And I'll like stare at you. It'll be like the smart way.
I'm just looking down, ashamed, like, mumbling. Okay.
Milo, now that he
Look,
has
he
a
was
like,
attacking
6-year-old.
Milo.
Yes, you are not
My-
wrong, Milo. You are not in the wrong. They did steal something for you, but sometimes you have to get back at bullies from the back and not from the front.
Milo, now that he has another hat, he's just like, minestrone. He goes to town on the soup again. He's just happy now that he has another soup source.
Hercule LeDigne says, I haven't eaten all day, and you've eaten so much soup today. Do you mind sharing?
Milo just holds it out, like, by all means, bud. And let's
Anybody have a spoon?
let's LeDigne.
He's just
I don't have
drinking
a
out of the
spoon or
hat.
nothing,
This
but
old man.
you
Yeah,
just dip a paw in, bud, and take a scoop if you want.
maybe we should take a short break and then wrap up today's session after that break. Is that cool, folks?
I'll do a quick break.
Good.
Yeah, sure.
Can't believe you let them steal my hat, Matt.
Yeah,
Actually-
sometimes it goes down like that at the Black Arm.
I
I
guess
actually
so.
thought we were gonna fight.
If I could leave a Yelp review, I would say don't come here. Stole my hat. Do not recommend.
Food were great.
Drinks were great. Everyone was naked. Was a little confused, but they stole
my
my hat.
goodness.
I have a question though, Patrick. Were you planning on fighting?
I wasn't planning on fighting. They picked up their axes and all that, and I was like, all right, well, But-
I mean, when they picked their axes, and you were still, hey, give me back my hat. I actually thought you were planning on fighting, so that's why I attacked.
no, I wasn't planning on fighting. But if I was in your position and I walked back in and saw like all these people with weapons around me, I would be like, all right, here we go. Like they're attacking.
Let's
my
throw
buddy.
down.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't blame you for like shooting at the guy at all.
Okay.
But yeah, so I wasn't planning on fighting. I was just trying to get my hat back, and I was just like, yeah, I probably shouldn't fight these guys, but I'm pretty pissed about that hat. I might have to revisit the Black Arm and
Well,
kill
maybe
Forrest.
we'll go back to the Black Arms.
Yeah. Right
Um,
now, LeDigne is my big concern.
all right,
Yes,
everybody. So
LeDigne.
before we continue, let me go ahead and grant everybody 125 experience points for killing the last little kitty.
We kicked the shit out of that kitty.
And you literally kicked it. And for all the social interaction and uncovering new locations and conversations with Liddy. So that's 125 and 125.
125, okay. Manage XP.
So Monsieur Ledine has taken you to a back alley in Mariner Town, pointing to a pretty hovel-looking home. Like it looks like a very modest and small house. And he says, "I'm really sorry. I don't have any wine or anything to serve you all, but if you could just follow me." And he grabs his keys and unlocks the front door and says, "Olena, after you."
Thank you. Sorry about the confusion earlier. It was a whole thing. We are here to help you. Everybody be careful. We don't want to mess with any of the evidence. Let's go.
Yes, it was a whole thing, but I am desperate for help. The fact that you would deign to speak with me, I'm impressed at your interest, shall we say. And he leads you into a small, dirty antechamber. Creaky wooden floorboards. This antechamber is a mix between a kitchen and a living room, alongside a fireplace, and a few sacks on the ground where you spot various foods. That don't look like in great condition, but you see some tomatoes and eggplant and other kind of summer vegetables and some bread as well. It's a small wooden table and 2 makeshift stools, which looks like they might have been fashioned out of trash. And you can see that this antechamber goes into a smaller bedroom behind Mr. LeDigne. He says to the party, my bedroom is really where I need some help investigating. I've done a really good job trying not to touch anything, but I'm sure you could find some clues back here. I'm going to show you the way. And he shows Olena first to a small bedroom that has a mattress that seems to be like a bunch of sheets wrapped around some hay. There's a wooden chest in the room with a pile of neatly folded clothes. Next to it, alongside a set of cobblers, tools, and some other parts of shoes that looks like he's been fashioning. In the corner of the room, you can see a long sword, a small medal, and some other accoutrements of maybe somebody having been a past soldier. It seems like there are a few things worth examining in this room. He says to you, yeah, right underneath my bed is where that's where I kept the money, and it was stolen. So have a look around. Like I said, I think I have some idea of what happened. And he points directly at this dusty spot in the room. If any of you are good at investigation, take a look at that dusty spot. I think there's something there. And then he steps out of the bedroom and kind of invites you in to look around. So what would you all like to do?
Neither Ash nor Olena is good at investigation. So both of them sort of... Okay, good. Can you look at that footprint?
Okay, so I investigate the footprint. Should I just roll an investigation?
Yeah, please roll an investigation.
It's a 21.
You can tell from the size and shape of the footprint, it looks like it's this foot size that's bigger than a normal human, but not a humongous beast. Maybe something like an orc or a half-orc.
Someone that is used to stealing, I suppose.
Correct.
Milo's ears perk up.
Hey, Milo, what do you think? Maybe those guys didn't just steal your hat.
You think they might be the same characters that potentially stole from this poor Monsieur LeDigne?
Well, I for sure would want to find out.
Hey, if I get an opportunity to kill that frickin' Forrest, he stole my hat, I'm gonna take that hat back. I mark my words, if that's the death of me, that hat will be back in my possession before the end of my days.
Worry not, Milo. I have already begun the story, the song of the hat retrieval. Wonderful. Milo and his hat. That is the title.
Can I talk to Monsieur LeDigne and see what I'll be like, so what do you think happened here? I want to know your theory.
He says, see, that's what I want to know. Look around, tell me what else you can see in the room. Who did this? When did they do this? What was their motivation? I can't for the life of me figure out who would want to steal from a man as poor as I am.
I want to ask Mr. LeDigne if he talked to anybody about his money, about selling his stuff for money. Who did he tell?
Yeah, act it out. How would you say ask him?
Mr. LeDigne, who do you think knows about you selling your stuff? Who do you think knows you had money?
I mean, definitely Beth. Pub would know. She's been doing such a great job taking care of me ever since I found out about the robbery. But I told her after the fact. Told her after it happened. So I'm not sure who would have known before it took place.
Okay.
Mr. LeDigne, it looks like you were in the military or something over here. Are these yours?
Yeah, those were mine back when I was a young lad and I fought for the Seven Sisters. So I was born in northern Virlinia. My family moved to the Seven Sisters when I was about 12, 13, and I always knew that I wanted to do something that required some bravery before I dedicated my life to the same craft as my father. And I thought that being a soldier or a guard or something like that would be the best way to do it. So yes, I fought. I defended our province for a few years before I became a full-time cobbler.
Had any half-works colleagues? Brothers in arms?
I did, and they're spread throughout. Some are still living in Zadaxi, and some are in other cities. But I haven't talked to them about my money. I don't even, I would presume that people would think that I was doing well because I was once the leader of the Cobblers Guild.
Monsieur LeDigne, where do you sell off your items?
Traders in the main square, in the People Square. It's very easy to trade items there.
But no one in particular that you may have continuously brought expensive items to?
Just the people who were used to dealing with larger sums of money. And so, I just needed to find people who weren't just selling milk and butter and chocolate and things like that. I needed people who were more used to selling higher quantities and things that had more money on them. People. I think I sold to some people involved in vineyard, wine business. I must have sold to some people involved in bricks.
You said vineyard and wine business. That's ringing a bit of a bell in my head because we recently ran into some, suspicious activity with a bunch of empty bottles and such. You might have heard a gang called the Ravioli Rascals in town. We had a run-in with them recently. You wouldn't happen to know about, sorry here, let me think. I'm trying to think of the name. You wouldn't happen to heard or had any run-ins in with Hezlel Regatoni, would you?
I'm afraid not. That name's not so familiar to me.
You said you were the leader of the Cobblers Guild at one point?
I once was. I had to give that up to take full-time care of my daughter.
Well, that's quite impressive. Anything you could tell us potentially? About your successor to the Cobblers Guild?
Who took over from me? A guy named Ross.
Ross.
I heard good things about him. We left it up to a vote. I didn't want to select my successor myself. I thought it would be more fair to let the guild choose, and they chose this fellow. He's from Zadaxi. I trust him.
But did they push you out, or did you choose to step
I chose.
down?
I chose. I knew that I could not be a full-time caretaker to my daughter and run the cobblers. It's too much work, too much paperwork.
Hey guys, didn't you find a couple of expensive bottles of wine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we found a couple empty ones, which is leading me to believe that, this might be connected.
Maybe can we show the bottles to Mr. LeDigne and maybe he recognizes them?
I think they weren't empty in
They're
that
not
chest,
empty.
were they?
The ones that Ash found in the chest were not empty. Two were white wines, two were red wines.
But we found some in
Let's take them
session
out and
one,
do
I
it.
thought, that were empty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I said I grabbed them, though, so I think they were back at the...
No, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll take them out and show them and be like, or does this label look familiar?
He shrugs his shoulders and said, I'm not much of a wine connoisseur myself. I can't afford it anyway these days.
Does the Cobblers Guild have any warring
Estimates?
guilds? Are there multiple ones?
I mean, there's the Cobblers Guild here in Zadaxi. Zadaxi is a big city. Spinaka has a Cobblers Guild. That's a very big city. Rovnica must have a Cobblers Guild. They're also a big city. So I'm sure there's at least 3, maybe 4 here in the Seven Sisters.
Now, Mr. LeDigne, can you think of anyone that might have overheard the fact that you were saving up money for your daughter? You're trying to heal her up and make her all well, and that's a noble cause. And I just want to make sure that no one's out there trying to hustle you and make sure that they're overheard something. Particularly, I think my buddy Yobi's uncovered something here that indicates that maybe a half-orc potentially stole something for you. Is there anyone you can think of, anything that comes to mind when we say this? We can go investigate further.
LeDigne kind of sniffs the air when you say the word half-orc, and he says, well, we clearly saw some at the Black Arms who are quite testy, but is that enough evidence? Is there anything else in the room that tells you for sure that it was a half-orc?
No, we just have the footprint to go off of, but we can look around and see if there's anything else, and that points maybe to direction. And oh God, if it's forest, I will get my hat back and I will have my vengeance. I tell you what, it'll be a win-win for both of us, and we'll both leave here smiling today, bud.
He leans over and whispers to Olena, This one gets a little obsessive, doesn't he?
A little bit, yes. Don't worry about it.
I like my food. I like my food, Monsieur. What can I say? Sue me. And then he just starts looking for other evidence in the room.
So what else is Milo looking at? Where is he looking?
Looking for anything that seems out of place.
Okay. Can you make a perception check then? Just a general perception check?
Yeah, just
Wisdom.
And Siri will look at the window to see if that's where they may have entered.
Okay.
So
Siri, could you also make a perception check then?
14 altogether
Perception.
for
14?
Milo.
Mm-hmm.
Perception.
I'm going to help Siri look as well, because that's what I was going to say too.
Okay, so maybe you clear some things out of the way or something so Siri can look. Okay, so Siri, you have help on this roll.
Okay. That's much better. 18.
Siri, 18, and Milo?
I had a 14 altogether.
14. Okay, so Milo, you see something very interesting in the door frame. So you ask Mr. LeDigne to kind of move a little bit so you can get a closer look. It looks like there's a piece of fabric mixed with blood that is stuck in a loose strip of wood within the door frame. In addition, Siri, as you step closer to the window, you notice a small pile of ash on the ground. It smells like a pretty distinct tobacco. Siri, could you make an investigation check to investigate this ash scent and pile of ashes on the ground? To get some
Can I
more
also point it out to Olena so that maybe we can do it together, or is that
You can.
possible?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Because I feel like, Olena, do you know anything about tobacco? And I can point it out there.
I spent time around people who smoke, so yes. Let's take a look.
I got investigation. 16.
And Olena?
Oh. 14.
Judging from the size of the pile and how the ashes have been distributed, you get the sense of that there might have been a person smoking in this room, dropping tobacco ash from a pipe or a cigarette. And that person is likely to be at least 5'8", 5'10". So something somewhat of a tall humanoid.
Does the scent of the tobacco remind me of anyone I know from the Black Arms? And that was a 15, not a 14. Not that helps.
It does, Olena. Could you make a nature check, actually, to tell you more information about where this scent might have existed or where you might have come across it?
Nature, yeah. Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
Olena,
So 21.
No.
so this is a secret that only Olena would know. You're pretty sure that this is a very special and rare type of tobacco that is contraband in Zadaxi. But you've somehow come across this, maybe in your past exploits, maybe Beth would know something. I mean, so you can decide whether and how you share that with her. Ash, Yobi, and Milo, what else are you doing?
Just pointing to the bloody linen in the door frame. I'm like, Monsieur, this doesn't belong to you, does it?
He looks at it and says, "No." And would you look at the stain? Look at the blood stain on there. It's like almost purple. This is not human.
Not human.
Ash, make a medicine check.
Nature or
He has
medicine.
advantage on medicine check.
Okay, medicine works.
18 plus 5 is 23.
Ash? Go Ash?
Ash's training in blood work and medicine has led her to believe that this purple blood must come from an orc or a half-orc. So you're starting to corroborate the story of who might have been here.
Ash says that And then as she says that, Olena will also share, this is contraband tobacco. It's not very easy to find this in the city. And you can see that she's formulating an idea in her head, also leaning in the direction. She's like, that half-orc forest. I'm thinking we might need to stage like a bit of a, a stealth mission where, if I could just get a little sense of the tobacco on him, I might be able to confirm.
I have a better idea.
If only we hadn't gotten thrown out.
I have an idea. I have a friend with very good ties in the underworld. If you can tell me what type of tobacco that is, I might find out which works by it.
That is a wonderful connection to have. I'm glad you are now our friend. Do I know the name of the tobacco?
Can I have you make a history check, and then I'll tell you whether you know or not? That would be more fair.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If all else fails, I'll just scoop it into a dress, an apron or something. History. 12.
You do not know the name of this very rare tobacco. However, you kind of get an inkling that somebody who works at a high-end pub would probably know something about contraband, especially a club known to be discreet.
I don't think I'm allowed in
We
this
just
club.
got kicked. Luckily, 2 of us are. Okay.
Matt.
Do you have a
Here's my
disguise
plan.
What's that?
No, but
Serenity?
She just speaks up that she has a disguise kit if we need to maybe sneak back in, but maybe not tonight.
Yeah, I think I need a
No,
nice
no.
nap. But, oh my god, if I get to kill Forrest, I will be so happy, I tell you.
Hey Matt, can I ask my friend about any orcs that buy rare tobacco, contraband tobacco?
Like you're from your backstory?
Yeah.
Well, do you know where your friend is? I don't know that you do.
Well, I wasn't sure how it works. If I can contact him anytime or just after I meet.
Well, you don't exactly know where your friend is at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how you'd be able to contact him, but if you could find a way to contact him, then perhaps you could get his input on this tobacco.
But can I? So I just imagine a way of contacting him, or do I actually have?
You
to
can also
find
ask the party about methods of contacting people.
Yeah. Hey guys, so I'm not sure where to find my friend right now, but I think he can help us guide what orcs or half orcs buy rare contraband tobacco. Do you know any methods of contacting people who don't know where they are?
no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Monsieur
we
LeDigne
use,
says,
Usually,
if I could do that,
the
I would contact the culprits immediately and have him or her or it arrested. So
There may be a chance that unfortunately Ash, who's not here today, that Tammy might speak up right now. Because she might have. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to overplay her character. I don't know what she would say. So I will say that Siri will look at Ash and be like, maybe, just to keep things fair. I'll be like, maybe Ash, and I don't know what she would say to that.
Okay,
that's all I can say. Yeah.
So maybe Ash also knows somebody who could help.
Yeah.
Interesting. Monsieur LeDigne leans into Olena and whispers, "How do you know it's contraband?" What?
Well, Monsieur LeDigne, I have a very good sense of smell, and I hang out around the Black Arms a lot. My dearest friend Beth is there, and, they are very discreet there, and there are lots of people who like to keep their business on lock, perhaps, and those people often smoke the nicest of tobaccos, and sometimes you ask around and you find out that, your everyday person isn't able to get that tobacco just off the streets,
I mean, your friend says they have a disguise kit. I really wouldn't mind if one of you used it somehow and talked to people at the Black Arms. I'm sure they would have information that would be quite useful.
Here's what I'm thinking. Tomorrow, Siri and I go to the Black Arms, perhaps with one other person in disguise, while Yobi and one other person goes to find his friend. So you find a friend, you talk to him about who might be buying this tobacco, and we talk to people at the Black Arms a bit more undercover, since, some of us are not allowed back in the Black Arms. And and see if we can gather any information there.
Monsieur LeDigne nods his head and says that's quite a good idea. You might want to let the folks in there cool down a little bit before any of you return.
That's true. Maybe we do it the day after tomorrow.
Yes, and I'm sure honestly, if we are looking for half-naked people, I can take us to another place. Really. We can go back there later.
Monsieur LeDigne looks over at you and then looks back at Olena as if to say, what kind of people are you traveling with?
Don't worry about it.
Well, as long as you can find out who took my gold and get it back, I'm open-minded about things.
Also, how much gold did they take?
Oh, about 600 gold. It was quite a fortune.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Nice.
That's how expensive it is for these treatments these days. It's 300 a month. 300 gold a month. Can you believe that? So I only have enough to sustain my daughter's medicine treatments for 2 more months, and after that, I don't know what I'm going to do.
No, truly,
Yeah, I don't want to have to fix the D&D healthcare system.
I know, right?
I have many complaints about the healthcare system in this world. Trust me.
You gotta
Oh no!
socialize.
Another one.
You'll be here 600 golds and his eyes open. Do you see the dollar sign? 600 gold? Oh yeah, I think we can find that for you.
Monsieur LeDigne looks over at you, Yobi, and says, you know exactly what I mean. That's a big fortune. So I'd rather you not wait 2 days to find out any more information. The faster you can find it, the easier I will sleep tonight even.
Well, I'm sure, I like looking around at everyone who's probably still very tired, and be like, well, information gathering I'm sure we could do. Maybe we can find some places to gather some information about the tobacco, and we can actively pursue recovering your gold tomorrow. But we will be on the case.
He nods and says, I appreciate you all being on the case. This means a great deal to me that strangers would want to help me and my daughters. Thank you.
So, friends?
I guess we need to rest for tonight because tomorrow a fight might occur.
So, hey,
I mean, let's try not to do that.
Mr. LeDigne,
I said might.
mind if I curl up on the old bed there and just tuck her out for the night? I'm so freaking tired.
I do mind. This is, as you can see, I've sold so much of my furniture to be able to take care of myself, and you're an adventurer. I'm assuming you have a place to stay.
You assume wrong, my bud. I'm happy to sleep on the floor for the night, but we have absolutely nowhere to go. In fact, we've been looking. You might recall, they don't like me too much at the Black Arms right now, so we were about to sleep there, I feel like, but I screwed the pooch on that one, and yeah, that bridge is burned.
I saw you pick up an axe. I hear some of you have bottles of something in your packs. Why don't you sell these things so that you can stay somewhere safe tonight? Or I'd be happy to take that your loot off you and pay it to my daughter's healthcare.
You want this axe in return for a night of sleep? I'm happy to give you this freaking guy's axe. Just looking at it ticks me right off. I think getting away from it will do some good for my health. If you want this in return for a night of sleep at your place, we'll hit the ground running hard tomorrow.
He starts backing up from the axe and saying, I'm not sure I want to touch that axe if it happens to come from the person who did this to me. I have some emotions around that. So, but I'd be happy if you wanted to sell that axe and bring me any of the profit from it.
Buddy, if it came from the person that did this to you, and that person is Forrest, I'll bring you his head on a plate tomorrow if you let us sleep on the ground.
No need. No need.
Listen, we are going to take our business elsewhere. Gentlemen, Milo, we'll find some place to stay. Don't worry about it. We all have connections in the city.
Yes,
City?
We have other friends in the city.
I lost my hat and I'm pretty bummed about it, but I think if I sleep on it,
Do you want me to carry you on my back?
I never thought you'd ask. And then
He just like kind of
I
Yoda's.
pick Milo up. Yeah.
Yeah, Yoda style. Just like wrapped
He's
around.
my little backpack.
Yeah.
Let's find somewhere to sleep for the night, everybody. Monsieur, we will talk to you tomorrow, hopefully with more information. We might come back for more evidence if need be, but I think we have enough to go off of for now.
He's like tapping his head, saying, "I'd rather tonight, but if tomorrow it is, that's fine. Thank you."
If we do it tonight, we'll be killed. So we'll do it tomorrow.
he looks at you and looks at how he doesn't. I mean, he looks at you and you all kind of smell pretty decent since you all had a bath, and says, "Go eat lunch, take care of yourselves, and I'll be back at the Black Arms."
Wonderful. We will go collect information
I keep forgetting it's midday.
at other places.
Hey, bud, if you're back at the Black Arms, you keep an eye on those half-orcs and orcs and let us know if you see. We might be
I
back
will.
later. Keep your head low. Don't get into any trouble.
I intend to.
And then I flick him
And-
a gold and I say, buy yourself some lunch too, bud. You look hungry.
He thanks you for the gold and ushers you out of his very small house and starts walking towards the Black Arms. So it's right around lunchtime, noonish. Sun is right in the center of the sky, so it's nice. It's nicely coming out. There's no rain anymore. What would you all like to do?
You did make a very good point. We do have 4 wonderful bottles of wine that we could sell for some money. We also have those 2 long, short swords that we could sell that we're not using. Maybe we
I have some expensive looking condiments that I found when I was battling the rats.
Oh, yes. Maybe we just
Like
spend the
ketchup?
afternoon.
No, like shofran and stuff.
Oh.
Like spices.
Yeah, spices, not condiments. My bad.
No
So
worries.
maybe we spend some time just not fighting, but
But selling stuff.
selling ourselves.
Selling ourselves? What do you mean by that? I mean,
No.
saw a lot of
Yeah.
naked people.
Selling our goods.
Okay. Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Wonderful.
Deep down inside, Milo has like a
Yeah.
burning rage to go back to the bar and beat the crap out of Forrest, but he's just gonna go with everyone else. He's just like so mad about the hat and the soup that he's just like, yeah, deep down inside, he's just like,
Bottled up Midwestern rage.
yeah, he's like, God dang it, I would have happily shared my soup with that guy, but he took my hat. I take
If
his
only
hat.
he asked nicely.
Rule number 1 in my book: you take my hat, flip the page, I take your life. That's how it goes.
As you walk, like
Oh, God.
Sirius trying to workshop like verses about Milo and his hat, his soup, and the ne'er do wells who stole the hat from him. Just like trying to work out some rhymes.
I'm just trying to rock Milo to sleep on my back as we walk so that he stops complaining
It's
about
slowly
Forrest.
working too. Like he's like, God dang, I'm comfortable. He's just like,
To the men's square then to sell some things?
Milo's passed out.
Yes. Let's head to the
Gone.
square.
All right. So the party
People's
heads
Square?
to the People's Square, the center of town, and there's tons of stalls open. The chocolate lady that you met earlier is there. The greengrocers. There's tons of people, tons of vendors. So to speed this up, if you want, you could just type in the chat all the things you'd like to sell, and I will tell you what folks are going to pay, and then we can move on to the next
Great.
thing. If you want to.
What do we want to sell? We want to sell the 2 short swords, right? Unless someone wants to keep
Yeah,
those.
I want to sell the wine to the candy guy so he can make
His little spice wine? Or whatever?
alcoholic candies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
also
it
have
was
2 bottles of
white wine.
Goldfoot wine that I want to sell.
2 red wines.
I don't think I have anything else.
I gave away the dagger.
Should we sell that giant dagger because you gave it to me?
It's up to you. You can use it if you want. I don't know if it's
I'll-
magical or anything like that. But
Me neither, so I'll keep it. Maybe it's gonna come
Yeah,
in
just-
handy later.
yeah.
It looks like the party is selling 2 short swords, 2 white wines, 2 red wines, a jar of expensive spices, and 2 bottles of Goldfoot wine. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So in total, the vendors are willing to pay 230 gold, quite a lot, for all of that loot.
Is there any persuasion chances that, like, if Siri is be like, maybe it's, you know, like, try to up it up to, like...
What is she going to say you're due?
50?
I think... Oh, damn it. I don't know. I was going to say she's probably performing while doing this. I think... she's gonna do the cute girl bullshit that cute girls do.
Like what?
Like
Like what?
oh, you know, like...
Play with her hair and wink and stuff.
Maybe we could do, you know, like 275. Maybe...
It's the midday rush. There's a lot of customers there, so the vendors are looking at you like, I just want to make a deal. So could you make a persuasion roll, please?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll help her and do like the same cutesy thing. Be like, yes, you know, just looking for, you know,
Literally copying the same, like...
beautiful ladies.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Two beautiful
and then-
ladies, come buy our wares.
Oh my.
As there's
Make a
passed
persuasion
out
roll,
halfling
please.
On the back, just...
With advantage.
Okay, with advantage.
I'm drooling on
And
Olena.
then Siri can go perform.
Both are not good. I got 13.
The vendors look at you, Siri, and say, so that'll be 230 gold, please. We need to make this transaction fast. I have other customers waiting right here.
Well, all right. I guess.
And so you have a big sack of gold now. I guess since Siri made
Me
the
and my
exchange,
child. Please support a working mother. Milo is drooling on my shoulder.
so you're all standing there in the central square, kind of getting hungry. It's about getting close to midday. Milo is asleep. It sounds like. What would you like to do next?
So we have 230 between all of us.
5 of us.
Yeah. 1, 2. Is there 5 of us? 1, 2,
There's
3.
5 of us.
Oh yeah, 5. I don't want to math this. What is that?
We can just
4,
have a
30,
party.
46 gold pieces each.
We can just have like a party pool, I feel like, and if that's okay with you guys, or we can just split it up.
We can. My only worry with the party pool is that I think Matt is using the gold weight.
Oh, okay, so,
And so if
all
we
right.
do party pool, that means one person is going to be carrying all the gold, and I'm
Okay.
like, I don't know if we can do that.
So 46 each.
Yeah, it's 46.
Yeah, so maybe we should split it.
Okay, so
I'm texting Tammy that too.
hmm I would say if we can get like down the line, if we somehow come across like a bag of holding, totally
Yeah.
down to start doing like the pile it up into one bag, you know.
right. Okay.
But just in the beginning, because it actually weighs
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Okay. So 46 each from that. Good haul, everyone. Great work.
Yeah, not
Well done,
bad.
well done. I'm certainly hungry. Is everyone else hungry?
I've ate my weight in soup, but I could eat.
Maybe we find anyone know a good, I don't know, an inn, a tavern? Where do you want to go?
I think maybe we should try and find a room. Maybe, sounds like no one wants us. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut in the next pub we go to. I think that's the best case scenario for everyone, because I tend to rub people the wrong way, I guess. Hey, also, we have those sailors that they owe us a favor, some information. I think maybe we could go back to the other pub. They seem to be a little more welcoming anyway. I haven't had any issues with anyone stealing my hats there, so...
That is a great.
Yes, you know, the higher class people at the Black Arm are kind of awful in general all the time. So
Yes, usually higher end people are wonderfully horrible.
yeah, it's terrible. Sometimes they pay well though, so you know.
They do pay well. Well, let's do that.
Okay. Saunter on
What's it
back.
called? Cafe Misto? Is that the right place?
Malo Misto? Yeah.
Malo Misto.
So the party makes their way back to Lambtown, which is the southeastern ward of Zadaxi, and they stroll into the pub, the sailors' pub, known as Malo Misto. It's super crowded. I didn't know we were going to go there.
Sorry.
No worries.
It's all good. So all of you walk back into the somewhat crowded Malo Misto. People are slurping away at soup and sliced fish and drinking ale and cider and beer. Is a pretty lively crowd. You do see some of the same people that you've met here before. So a couple of the sailors that were friends with Caden Tortellini are sitting there in the corner. Aurora and her boyfriend, Ephraim, are sitting next to each other as well. And then there's a bunch of other patrons in the pub, including some bards, tons of sailors, some obvious tourists as well. So what would you like to do?
Definitely wave at the sailors to say hi.
Yeah, they wave back.
Should go ask about any contraband they might have brought on their boats.
Yeah.
Can you just ask someone about contraband like that?
Well, you guys know them, so.
They owe us a
True,
favor.
maybe. We could try.
We've proven ourselves to these guys.
We haven't
Which one
even
of us
told
did
them
they
yet. We better
promise
go.
it to?
Yeah, let's go give them an update.
Which one has, I don't know, best persuasion, maybe?
I'm gonna let Siri take the lead on this one. She's a pretty personable person.
Yeah.
And I've got us kicked
Head
out.
over there.
One out of the 2 bars we've ever visited, so.
Siri strolls up to the 3 sailors who are casually drinking ale and eating some fish and chips. And they notice you're wearing a different dress than you were earlier. All the men are kind of like, ooh, wow.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah. You look fantastic.
We had to take care of some of the business that we talked about earlier, and we got a little messy, so I had to change.
But did you find Caden down there? Was he hiding in the lair this morning?
He wasn't hiding down there, so I think, I'm pretty sure that he's probably stuck at home.
Interesting.
Yeah. But he wasn't down there. We cleared everything out down there. He's definitely in no danger to go back into the basement. But we do have some questions. Maybe we could exchange that favor, now that we know that Caden is not in danger down in that basement.
So the elder sailor, Ben, walks a little bit closer to you and says, yeah, we can talk about that favor. What do you need?
Well,
I do know, and someone can jump in here if they want to, but Siri would look at Olena a little bit.
I've heard that there's maybe this very rare tobacco that we could possibly get. Do you know anything about this?
Tell me more.
Gesture over. I'll gesture at Olena to kind of tell more because I don't know shit.
Okay.
I'll come over. I have a friend who knows somebody who knew somebody, who smokes this specific tobacco, and I'll take out the little bit that I wrapped up in a piece of my dress and be like, it smells familiar to you, right? Doesn't it? Do you know anything about this? Where we could get it? Who to buy it from? We're trying to look for someone who smokes this tobacco.
They all look at each other. Ben holds his hand out, and he says, could I get a sniff?
I put a little bit in his hand, not all of it.
He inhales the tobacco and says, mighty fine, mighty sweet, mighty rare indeed. My guess is it could be magical in some way, or maybe it's contraband. I was going to ask around. I would ask, I don't know, criminal or spy, or maybe a bartender with secrets, something like that.
A bartender with secrets. Perhaps one who's very discreet.
Yeah, especially if they're discreet. Discreet is the best thing, right? Especially if this is contraband, right?
And any of you other people maybe know who might sell this?
The 2 other sailors look at each other, Smithers and Lucky, and they kind of shrugged their shoulders and said, you just gotta trust Ben. Ben's been around parts way more than us.
Good to know. Good to know, gentlemen. You have helped us today. That was very good. I think I have a friend maybe who I could ask. And maybe this bartender as well, though. He seems kind of all-knowing.
So, I told you I was going to keep my mouth shut, but the liquor's getting to me a little bit. What do you know about Hercule Rigatoni?
Who are you saying this to?
Ben, the sailor.
Ben says, Heslau, she's from Florian Zadaxi. She's on the city council.
You ever seen them around these parts? Maybe at the farmhouse over there?
Around these parts? I don't think that they would come into a sailor's pub. These folks drink much finer beverages than the ones that are served here at Malamista.
You're telling me Caden is comes from a fine bloodline, but he's down here?
Well, this is what a child can afford. If I worked on the city council, I would go to the Black Arms.
The Black
This would be
Arms?
slumming.
What do you know of the Black Arms?
I know that it's a high-class crowd that tends to go there. I can't afford it, so I don't go there myself.
Thanks, but oh, thanks, I guess. And I just get up and leave.
They both look at you, Olena, and like, what's wrong with your friend? Is he okay?
We don't ask any questions anymore. Yeah, it's not even worth it. He's a strange man. Strange man.
Yes,
Very nice. Good intentions.
We
most
trust
of the time.
that.
He had this hat that kind of pulled it all together, but he recently lost it.
Well, a hat does
Literally.
that sometimes.
Right? It really completes the ensemble.
It completes the outfit. Yeah, exactly.
Milo's, who's at
I-
the
now
bar,
they're
turns
having-
around. He's like, "Don't talk about my hat."
Okay.
Super
Sorry.
bummed about it still.
I'm also going to approach the bar and try and get the bartender's attention to discreetly ask about the tobacco.
Olena, you walk into the corner stool, which is empty, and the bartender, Yo Myung, walks over to you and says, "Oh, you're back. What can I do you for?
I am back,
Whiskey,
yes.
beer, cider?"
Well, first of all, I'd love a cider. Yes, thank you.
That'll be one
Second of
silver.
all, there you go. I do have a question for you because, as you know, bartenders are all-knowing beings.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you ever smelled, heard of this tobacco? And I give him a whiff.
He leans forward and uses his palms to get a big,
wow.
strong whiff. Of eyes look like they are slightly dazed for just a moment, and he says to you, "That smells fantastic.
Doesn't?
That smells good. I would love to smoke that one day. Where did you find it?"
That's the thing. I'm looking for who might sell it because I don't know. I was wondering if you knew, maybe, but maybe not.
He says, that kind of information might be worth something to share. And he kind of like wraps his fingers on the
Interesting.
counter, then turns his palm over,
2 gold.
facing up, as if he's like waiting for you to give him some money.
I push 2 gold across the bar.
How much? 2 gold?
Mm-hmm.
He says, there's a pub in the northwest part of town called the Black Arms. Have you heard of it?
God damn it!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, we
And-
get it, man. We need to go to Black Arms.
We understand.
And the bartender there, Zahis, sometimes sells
Yes.
rare to find objects, tobacco, poisons, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a second floor to the Black Arms where
Mm-hmm.
there are, shall we say, special services offered.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh,
We
it
got it.
seems like you know
Make it
this
up
already.
there, I'll tell you that.
Just wasted 2 gold.
That's fine. I have more.
Okay.
All right.
So guys, I guess we have to go to sleep so we can go to Black Arms again.
Hey, do you have any beds available here?
We're all booked out, sir. I mean, the joke off is happening next week, and people are filling up like rats on a sinking ship.
Can you point us in a direction of a place that might have some beds available?
I
Companions
do
and I are pretty tired.
I do know of a pub that has a second floor
Oh my god, don't say Black Arms again.
available.
Shit. It really fucked it up, man. It really fucked it up. Okay.
It seems like you don't
I mean,
want to
we
go
can-
there for some reason.
Yeah,
might not
we
be,
can have one today.
permitted
It's okay.
to,
It's fine.
Go to.
Not permitted. What happened? Why?
Well, I was
Somebody stole
naked.
his
They
hat.
were naked. We
No,
we got
okay.
accosted.
No,
We
Discreet.
accosted
We're
them.
discreet.
You're supposed to be discreet there.
Well,
Louise,
we
you
wanted
are.
to take a freaking bath, and then they stole my
missed
soup
Milo,
hat, and my
Oh.
soup hat is very
Hmm.
important and near and dear to my heart.
No.
My God, I just
No.
had a horrible day.
As far as I know, the bathtubs are inside the bedrooms and not just out in public display. So I think you did it wrong.
Well, they were naked and I was naked. I don't know what to tell you, but I guess do as I say, not as I do, I guess. But it sounds like
Absolutely.
our next stop is the Black Arms, and my God, am I tired. I'm freaking sick of cats, and I really want to kill that freaking forest. It's on the top of my list of things to do at this point. So
At this point, Guillaume just thinks that you're muttering to yourself. And
and I
moving
am.
on to
I'm
another
drunk as
part
a skunk
of
at
the
this point.
counter.
Yeah. Drunk as a skunk, just muttering
I
to
mean,
himself.
we could sleep in the farmhouse.
Farmhouse? What
Siri-
farm? Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Siri she's been like chatting with the sailors and like stealing their fries kind of thing, or their
Oh,
chips. Sorry.
God.
Look, this is Siri, okay?
I know. Frightening.
I'm sorry. But she'll turn when they talk about like sleeping in the farmhouse, like, well, I do have a friend that might have a few beds open. It may cost a bit of money, but it's always a good time.
We did just make some money, so.
I will say you may possibly have to share your bed as well.
All right. Well,
But it's very fun.
I've had worse.
And yeah, I've seen my fair share of crappy rags to sleep in. So if I have to share a bed and it's a bed, then it's still a freaking bed in my opinion. So
It's not rags.
Milo just has no idea you're talking about like a potential. You just like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
we can share a bed. Like, oh,
Well, we can pop our heads into the little head and see what they have. They don't open till nighttime though, so I'll have to kill a little bit of time. Maybe you just keep drinking.
I can always, and I'll like stand up and I'll be like,
Maybe I'll just perform for a little bit.
if anyone is okay with that. I don't know who she would ask, but yeah. Now she's just like, we just have to kill time till we can find somewhere to sleep. I don't know.
As you stand up to talk about performance, the old gentleman companion of Aurora has stood up. He's got a black vest, kind of crazy hair, whitish gray, so a bit older. And he shouts in your general direction, Olena. Who had that delicious tobacco? Was it you? He's glaring at you at this point, Olena.
I sort of like buff myself up, like you make yourself bigger than you actually are. Say, yeah, what do you want about this?
He closes his eyes as if reminiscing about a very sweet dream from his boyhood, and he's smacking his lips, saying, that delicious scent of Ciga-Cigahhh. That is what I detected in your palm. Could I get a whiff, madam?
If you want to be my lover, you have to get with my friend.
I will. I will absolutely do that if I must.
No, here, have a whiff.
Inhales, and his face, it's like beatific, saintly glow coming over him. He's absolutely enjoying this, and he's kind of like singing to himself, saying, ooh, if I could only have that every day, I'd be an even happier man than I am now. Right, Aurora? And Aurora, the tiefling, looks over and she kind of nods her head and says, Ephraim likes his tobacco.
Aww.
What can I say?
Where does it come from? I tell you what I want, you tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And
I believe that it grows in southern Virlinia. And I know he sells it in Zadaxi. And he leans in to whisper to you, Olena. Do you want to know where to buy more of it?
I do. I really do.
How about we make a deal?
Depends on the deal.
You buy me enough tobacco to last a month, and I tell you where precisely you may buy some of this tobacco.
A week.
2 months.
Wait,
That's
that's
not
not
how
how
you
you
bargain,
negotiate.
my
That's how I negotiate, sir.
Can I try
And
some
what if I
intimidation
told
on
you-
him? And I say intimidatingly, okay, she just said 2 weeks, and I look at him like that, winking. Should I roll?
That's your persuasion. That's your intimidation.
Well,
The
I
lady
just-
said 2 weeks. All right,
The
I'll let
lady-
you roll. I'll let you roll
Well-
intimidation. Why not?
Okay, I put a 13.
13. He says to you, and the gentleman has made his offer clear.
And what if I told you I already knew that I could get it at the Black Arm? What's his reaction?
You say that out loud, right?
Yeah.
He,
I don't
he
say
kind of-
what's his reaction out loud.
his body kind of shrinks, and he's kind of watching, and he silently, with his head down, walks back to sit next to Aurora.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, yeah.
You fooled
I'll
me.
bark and
I
I'll
thought you were
bark
gonna
as
go on a
always.
different thread, man. So, guys,
I'm
should
not
we go
wasting
to
my time
Blackguard? I have an idea. Let's go to Blackguard.
Oh, that's original. Let's find a place. Let's find Siri's place.
We'll take
It
it
doesn't
out.
open
We
until
decided till we
nightfall.
go to the Black Arms
Yeah.
tonight.
So Siri's place does not open until nighttime, and it's only around like 12:30. It's lunchtime.
Oh,
Folks are
It's been
hungry.
lunchtime for a while, man.
Yeah, I
Time
mean,
pass in
If we want
Virlinia.
to, we could hang out here for a little bit and just eat and relax. There's nothing wrong with just relaxing.
Could eat here.
Yeah. And then when the sun sets, then we can go see my friend.
Yeah, anybody who wants to eat here, it's 1 silver for lunch.
okay.
I fill up eating the other sailors' food. I've been picking off their. I'm like
Icon.
flirting with them
Picking off
and just like how like girls will like pick fries off. Not all girls.
Oh my goodness, how I know.
I would not.
Yes,
do
all
this.
girls.
It's so not all girls. I would. I've
I
never
respect
and
it.
will never do that.
Thank
I
you.
will
I
order my own
absolutely would.
fries.
Milo's still sad in the corner about his hat, just sitting there thinking about it.
Don't worry, Milo. I'll buy you a bowl of soup. Don't be sad, man.
It's the principle, man. It's the principle. Just-
It sounds like the party's kind of at a crossroads. They've gotten some indication to go to the Black Arms, but not all of them feel welcome there. But also the party has recently been in a series of battles and really need to rest up. So
yeah, I think we're trying to
what
get
will
a
the
long
party
rest.
do?
Trying to get
We
the
can-
long rest, but we gotta wait around until.
We can try our luck with stealth and maybe infiltrate the Black Arms. They won't recognize us. Maybe split up.
I mean, I'm not the most stealthy. I clank around in this stuff pretty easily. I mean, it's good for protecting me. It's not so good for sneaking around a bouncer or two.
I mean, I could definitely try to disguise you, but it is pretty. It's only been a couple hours, and usually that's not a good sign to go back. We could try to find another inn instead of waiting to find my friend. We could walk around and see if there's another open inn. We have nothing else to do.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we could try that.
Yep.
The party already knows the only other inn in town is the Mighty Quill, and you were kicked out of there 2 days ago because they were fully booked.
Too full.
Yeah.
Right.
Dang, we're homeless.
Well, we could sleep in
Can-
the kitty litter.
Look at that.
Can't we just
As
slip
far as
over?
you know,
Any-
no one's there.
Here's my plan. We buy a broom. We sweep out the front room of. We're not flying away or anything. I'm not the witch. I buy a broom. Okay. We go down into the farmhouse and we sweep that little front room so we can sleep. But if someone comes in, we know because we're right there. But we sleep in that front room after we sweep it.
Yeah, that works. I mean,
Yep.
we want it fair and square, I feel like, at this point. That's our place now.
But then here's the thing: we wake up and it's like the middle of the night. You know, like we can't go to the Black
That's
Arms
the
in the middle of the
perfect time
night.
to go to the Black Arms.
But
Isn't it?
I mean, it's a nighttime. You know, people are
Olena would
there,
know
you know,
that
something.
it's a pretty happening place at nighttime. The Black Arms.
So we could try to get back in.
It's almost
when it's
better to go
crowded.
during the day. Oh, that's true.
No matter
Yeah,
what,
okay,
I don't
okay.
think that we should. Honestly, I don't think we should actually go back to the Black Arms when we're so tired. There's a good chance,
No,
unless you
absolutely
think
not.
that we can easily get in and go straight to our beds, but I don't know if that could happen. We could try.
No,
Maybe
it
Olena and
won't.
I can walk in and try to convince them to let us go upstairs. But apart from
We
that,
don't even
it's
have a
either-
room still, though. We only paid for the bath.
Right. So maybe we sleep either in the farmhouse, like you say, or we wait until my friend's place opens up tonight.
I vote for sleeping in the farm.
All right.
Sounds a bit cheaper, so yeah, that's my vote too.
Free.
You know, and she'll look down at Milo and like, Milo, you were a huge benefactor to the orphanage nearby. Maybe they have a few spare beds to let us sleep there.
Oh no, I don't want to impose. They seem like they were hitting some hard times, and I help out where I can, but I don't want to make things more difficult. It seems like a couple extra mouths to feed would just really. Let's just go to the farmhouse and take a nice rest.
All right.
I buy a broom on the way.
5 broom. Yeah, that'll be, let's say, 5 silver for a broom.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks, Dr. Broom.
And Olena like sweeps the farmhouse, parts of the cellar. And I'm assuming you're gonna go to the room with the beds in it. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
I mean, there's a room with 6 empty beds.
There we go.
It's like you knew we wouldn't find any place to sleep tonight.
DMs or stuff. I don't know.
What do you guys think? Should we take some watches in case there's any other rigatonis coming, or
I think
I-
that's a
I'm
very
happy.
Good idea.
I'll take the first watch. You guys rest up. I'm stewing on this soup still. It's really. I don't think I'll get too good of a sleep tonight.
You get there and it looks like Ash has already cleaned her bed.
I need to scroll.
Olena has a bed. Yobi has a bed. Serenity is standing in the center of the room with Milo.
Trying to scroll. Okay.
Yeah, Milo is just sitting at the table once I get there.
Okay. I'll sit back here. I'll probably go, next to Ash makes sense.
Just taking the first watch at the table here.
You're taking first watch in the room.
Yeah, in the room, just making sure they're all safe while they sleep. And
All doors are closed. We closed all the
Yeah.
doors before.
I also say, like, can Siri suggest that we put the extra bed up against the secret passage right here?
Yeah.
So that, like, we only have to guard one door, basically.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
good idea.
so if we put a extra
Unblock
bed,
it.
Milo's looking at the only door that people can come in, basically. Then he's in this chair, just like eyeing down the door. Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah, so that bed would be down here, Matt, by the secret passage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Milo's just
Milo's
hanging
at the
out at
table.
the table, taking the first watch and making sure no one comes through the door.
Yeah. So everyone except for Milo is currently taking a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take second watch.
I'll take third watch.
Would that get us all a long rest? Okay.
So
Yeah. Do we need 3 or 4? I can never
I
remember.
think
if
it's
or
3,
4.
but maybe
Ash
is it
can
4?
take another one too.
I think it's 6 to 8 hours you need for a long rest, right?
Mhm.
So I would take like
4. If you
So
do
it'd be 4
4-hour
watches.
watches, you need 2 or 3 long rests. Long rest is at least 8 hours.
You have to be resting for 6 of the 8, I believe, right? Is how it goes.
Mhm.
So we have to take 2-hour watches. So 4 watches.
4 watches. So Milo's
Well,
first,
Okay.
first.
Olena second, Siri third, and
Ash can be fourth.
Ash or
Ash fourth?
Yobi, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoever wants
So I
to.
guess
Either.
I'm the one that sleeps the
Yobi's
whole 8
getting a
hours,
nice
right?
night of sleep, yeah.
We try to wake Yobi up. It doesn't work. We have to go wake somebody else.
That's actually
It's
true
not.
in real life too.
So everybody is going to get a full night's rest. And before we end today, I'm also going to grant everybody an additional not 100, 75 experience points for the search at Monsieur LeDigne's house and the additional information you picked up at Malamisto.
Guess what? I'm level 2, I think. Yep.
So
Oh,
some of
you
you are leveling up.
75?
You can level up between now and next session.
Yeah, because this is a big benchmark for most people. So I might have to send you questions about what I'm allowed to pick for colleges and what
Okay.
makes sense kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
level 3
is
is a big move.
I
Yeah.
messaged Matt. I was like, "How do I do my vows?" Because I was just gonna do that to kill
Your
time
oaths,
while we were waiting.
yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, so this is a good thing to discuss with everybody. Eventually, is like when you want to do downtime activities, it's a good idea when everybody's doing downtime activities, so you don't detract from whatever's happening.
yeah,
down
the
there.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can accommodate that.
So many.
Should we do that in the
So exciting.
Yeah,
the
you can do that in
bonfire?
Bonfire or in the ongoing chat on Discord.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say during his watch, could he post about taking the oath, like what he's gonna do to pick an oath during his
You can
watch?
explain what you're going to. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Cool.
that's so oath. What is an oath at level 3, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna do the Oath of Ancients and
Okay.
yeah.
All
we're-
of you think of names for the party. You're all having dreams about what name you want to have for the
Yeah.
party.
I'll send my ideas to the Discord of what we should call ourselves.
Fantasy name generator. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I was looking at one. There's quite a few good ones.
What do you got so far?
Good.
I was just like just like hitting it over and over. But there's a couple like I definitely thought of it. Like we should just be the chaos, the Chouse crew,
The Chouse.
House crew.
the crew of Chouse.
It's an acronym for something very pleasant, but it sounds horrible.
Mhm. This honest infernal, the tricked embers. That's kind of cute. I don't know. It's a cute name.
I was thinking something with lucky since he gets the word lucky today.
Oh,
The Luckers.
the lucky stars.
No.
Alrighty. Well,
All right,
it's,
folks. Take care. I'll see you on
Stay
Discord.
warm.
yeah, enjoy the rest of your
Warm.
evening. Stay warm. Yeah, don't shovel too
Bye,
much.
guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
Oh,
Talk to you later.
Bye.